This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Great to have you with us. It's a sold-out Tim Hortons field for the final home game of the 2022 season for the Tiger Cats, and a lot on the line. A victory would go a long way in helping the Tiger Cats qualify for the playoffs. If Saskatchewan loses one more game and Hamilton wins tonight, Hamilton is in. So they still need a little bit of help, or they could win their final two games. A few scenarios, it'll all make sense at the end of the night. The kickoff is a little bit earlier tonight, so it's going at 7:04. We're getting set for the coin toss, and this will be important, this coin toss, Luke. This wind is coming from the south, so it's going from right to left, and it is gusting up to 42 to 44 kilometers per hour. So here's the coin toss. Let's take a listen.
Tails. The league logo is heads. Ottawa, what's your call? Heads is the call. Lily, toss the coin, please. Heads is the call.
That's referee Ben Major, and
it's a tail. Ottawa, you said heads.
No.
That's right. You won the toss.
How to win over the crowd early.
Wow. You ever seen the movie Rat Race?
Yes.
He messes up the coin toss. Wow. Okay, this is big, RJ. You're right, that coin toss was huge. I was on the field down there. All the kickers, all the punters, Domagala, Seth Small, they're all out there, and it is two different stories, going in or going out, going towards the mountain, which will be against the wind now, or going towards the lake, which is with the wind. And Hamilton will have the wind right now to start off this game, and you got to make it count.
Oski Wee Wee with Pigskin Pete and Sandy Beveridge, the alumnus of distinction tonight. We are under the lights at Tim Hortons Field. The Tiger Cats are in their Made in the Hammer uniforms, the steel gray with the black numbers and the gold trim. The Ottawa Redblacks are in all white with red on the shoulders and red numbers. Dane Evans, fourth in the league in passing. He'll be looking for a big game. Don Jackson is the running back for the Tiger Cats tonight, with Wes Hills on the one-game injured list. Don Jackson, I think he'll be eager, and he hasn't had a chance to run behind this revamped offensive line yet.
That's right. He will be eager, absolutely. This is a meaningful game for him, just career-wise and on a personal level. And you know, it's nice to have a guy who might be a little bit fresher in October than sometimes you are, and obviously Wes Hills had to step out of the lineup for some issues and injuries that he's dealing with, and everybody's got something right now, but you hope that maybe a fresh leg Don Jackson will have some production.
It's Fan Appreciation Night at Tim Hortons Field, and it is sold out, and we're underway. Kicking into the wind, it's a short kick. Lawrence Woods takes it at his own 30, burst of speed. He's up across the 50, and finally brought down there by the Redblacks, but immediately the wind playing a factor on that opening kickoff as Lawrence Woods gets it across the 50, and some intensity here on the very first play of the game. The players have gathered at about the Hamilton 50-yard line, right on the H at midfield, and we should keep in mind, Ottawa is still in the race here. They can
absolutely
win these two games against the Tiger Cats, and Saskatchewan lose their final two games, and Ottawa could make the playoffs.
And we'll get into that throughout the night, but this is a great return by Lawrence Woods, 50-yard line of their own side to start the game off.
With the wind, Dane Evans, play action to Don Jackson, under pressure, and he throws it at the feet of Lamar Durant. It's incomplete.
Wow, they were going to take a shot there. They had these steel gray jerseys are harder to tell the numbers on.
Yeah, we're 7 floors up. They are difficult to see.
They had receivers running down the field, though, and great starting field position. But this 2nd and 10 to start off with the wind at your back is not what you were hoping for. Got to move these chains to start the game off.
Tiger Cats on their own 51, as Luke mentioned. It's 2nd and 10. Dane Evans drops back, and he lost the football. It fell out of his hand, and it's picked up by Lorenzo Malden, the former Tiger Cat. It just fell out of Dane's hand. It's a fumble, and Ottawa's recovered in Hamilton territory.
Well, Dane was gearing up to throw the ball to his right there. I think Lorenzo Malden may have slapped it out of his hand as he ran by. And that was Colin Kelly making him run around the bend there on the end. Yeah, Lorenzo Malden does get a piece of it, which is good news, RJ. You don't want the ball to have slipped out of, but it's really a great play by Lorenzo Malden, who is really having the outright maybe best season of any end rusher in the league this year.
That was a quick right hand. He just poked it.
It was a nice jab.
Loose. So now Ottawa's on the Hamilton 37-yard line. Nick Arbuckle hands off immediately to Jackson Bennett, who's the RB1 for the Ottawa Redblacks, the former Tiger Cat, and he'll get a few yards, looks like about halfway to the first down.
Quick, they're going quick here, getting it lined up.
Redblacks up to the 31, it's 2nd and 4. It's another handoff to Jackson. He hits the line. He's going to lose yardage, and this number 1 run defense comes up big. Micah Johnson, Jovan Santos Knox were a big part of stopping Jackson Bennett that time.
That's a big stop on that 2nd and 4, way into Ticat territory. Interesting that the Redblacks hurried that snap up. I mean, you're trying to kill the clock out when you're against the wind, but now they're lining up for the first points of the game if they can get it. I take it back. Look at this. Look at this.
So they are on the Hamilton 31, and they're lining up for a punt. Richie Leone will kick a low punt, trying to hem Hamilton in, and it is a good kick. Leone, one of the best, and that will put Hamilton at their own 7-yard line.
So that, boy, for those listening just on the airwaves and you can't see the game, that'll tell you what the wind is like. That would have been a 38-yard field goal, and they didn't even want to try it. That's kind of, I don't think we've seen a punt from that yard line the whole season. And that was really well executed. That was a well-struck punt, doing exactly what they wanted to do, and that is inside the 10-yard line. That's the point of that football play, and now Dane Evans back on the field for a long way to go.
What do you think about just trying it, though?
Isn't that interesting?
From that distance.
And you don't want to, you know.
Here's Don Jackson with his first touch. Fake to the right, cut back to the left, and a nice run by Don Jackson. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down.
His first run in a number of weeks there, and that was a great first down play. But you know what, RJ, on that field goal, and if they're considering that a low probability field goal for their kicking unit, well, you don't want to give Lawrence Woods a free return also. True. That's part of the decision-making process there, too.
Keep it out of his hands. He's one of the best in the CFL. Tiger Cats fans would say he is the best. So no score early on at Tim Hortons Field after a turnover on the first possession. Tiger Cats right back at it. Here's a 2nd and 4. Dane Evans' pass is knocked down. It was intended for Tim White, and it was knocked down by Brandon Dandridge. Goes incomplete, and the Tiger Cats have to punt.
You know, I'm kind of impressed with that with the Redblacks pass defense. That's 3 pass plays that have not worked out for the Ticats. They don't have a completion quite yet, and they're playing a really tight defensive coverage. They're really down low inside 10 yards, and with the Ticats wind like this, that's impressive. Big punt coming up here for Domagala.
Michael Domagala standing parallel with the uprights, about a yard into the end zone. He is with the wind. Domagala's punt. It is a good one. Ryan Davis back to get it. It's over his head. It's bouncing at the 20. Davis has to backtrack, and he gets it at his own 15. Wow. And he's tackled right there by Keandre Smith. The receiver, youngest player on the Tiger Cats, with a huge special teams tackle. And that shifts the field big time. Redblacks will start from their own 16. We'll take a break. There's no score at Tim Hortons Field. 0-0 between Ottawa and Hamilton. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network.
This is Stephen Dunbar, number 8, and out with the Tiger Cats. Now back with RJ on the Ticats Audio Network.
Stephen Dunbar, close to 1,000 yards, 77 yards away. And speaking of a lot of yards, that punt by Michael Domagala was 82 yards. And now Ottawa has to start from their own 16-yard line. The wind is howling here at Tim Hortons Field. A completed pass Arbuckle finds his man, Darvin Adams, and he's tackled immediately. He will be short of the first down.
I think it's really interesting they're running this no huddle, RJ. They're really, trying to get these plays in even though the wind's against them.
2nd and 6 up to their own 20-yard line are the Redblacks. Into the wind. And Arbuckle allowed Tim Hortons field. There's a sold-out crowd, and he tried to change the play. Called an audible. Now he's under pressure. Throws over the middle, and it's knocked away. Great coverage by Cariel Brooks. Knocked it away from R.J. Harris. The defense doing it again.
Most knockdowns in the CFL, the Ticats defense, and they're sticking with it. This is fascinating, RJ. I mean, you've got maybe the shortest punt of the season, followed by the longest punt we've seen. Back-to-back drives.
Well, what happens here, Luke?
Yeah, we're going to see. The Ticats are hoping to get this one well across the center line after the Lawrence Woods upcoming return.
Wind into the face of Richie Leone. He's standing at his own 7-yard line. He will punt the football. Pretty good punt into the wind, but you can see where the wind hangs it up, and Lawrence Woods takes it right at midfield, and he stood there for a moment before he decided where to go, and he didn't have any place to go. The Redblacks stop him right at about midfield. So Hamilton and Ottawa 0-0. The Hamilton offense with Dane Evans coming back on the field when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field, we played 4.5 minutes, and this is the third offensive possession for the Tiger Cats. The defenses for both teams stealing the show. Tiger Cats with the wind, and it is a strong wind. Don Jackson with a jetpack on, darts across the line, gets across the 50 into Ottawa territory, and about 5 or 6 on that run.
Yeah, really strong run, and like I said, there's a lot of interesting things happening, and the Redblacks, you think you gotta be ready for that deep pass. You gotta be ready for that aerial attack from Dane Evans. Well, they're playing tight up man coverage. They're really loading it up close to the line of scrimmage. And Don Jackson, really great job of busting through that and getting a nice gain.
5-yard gain for Don Jackson, so that brings up 2nd and 5 from the Ottawa 47. Empty backfield for Dane Evans. Throws over the middle. He's got a receiver, and it's incomplete. Stephen Dunbar and Adam O'Clair basically got there at the same time and collided just as the ball was there, but it turns into a good defensive play and an incompletion.
Well, it was a diminishing gap that Dane threw that in. It was an inside seam right up the middle to Don Jackson leaving the backfield, but Don Jackson expected that hit to be a little earlier than I think it really was. I think he maybe had a chance to catch that. Unfortunate miss. Here's a long field goal.
O'Clair might have had a chance for an interception, too. He was going for the hit. This is a 54-yard attempt for Seth Small. He's missed. First time this year he's missed from over 50 yards. He was 4 for 4 coming in. And now Ryan Davis has run it out of the end zone. Up to the 20 and brought down just past the 20-yard line after the missed field goal. So, still no points on the board. It's Ottawa 0. Hamilton 0, a windy night at Tim Hortons Field. 9:06 to go in the opening quarter. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. The caretaker said best is yet to come. Team is peaking at the right time. He might be right. And at Tim Hortons Field, sold out crowd. Great ovation during that commercial break for Jeremiah Masoli, who was picked up by the Redblacks, got off to a great start, injured, so he's with a toque and a hoodie on the Ottawa sideline. Here's a completed pass. Arbuckle to his left. R.J. Harris and Richard Leonard, who's had a fantastic season for the Tiger Cats, makes the tackle immediately for a 2-yard loss.
It is great. Neither team has had anything as far as passing success so far. Passing production, nothing. You know, that last drive from Hamilton was really disappointing. Like I said, the Redblacks playing really aggressive defense. But this Hamilton defense is just not even allowing a yard. That was a -2 passing yard. Not pretty unusual to see that.
Defense is getting pretty good numbers early in this game. Arbuckle, 2nd and 10 from his own 18. Throws to his right, and diving for it is R.J. Harris. He can't come up with it. So there's another quick 2 and out. We played less than half of the first quarter, and both teams have had 4 possessions.
Yeah,
no score.
This is the 4th punt of the game. We've had a missed field goal and 3 punts so far, and the wind is certainly playing a factor, but maybe not in the most usual way. I mean, Seth Small missing it with the wind at his back, actually, there on the last Hamilton drive.
Again, Ottawa kicking from deep in their own end. Richie Leone standing on his 5. Punting into the wind. Lawrence Woods waiting at midfield, and this gets hung up, and this will definitely be no yards. Woods might have fumbled the ball as it was almost going backwards with the wind blowing it. It ran out of forward momentum, but with that no yards call, that really won't matter.
No yards, Ottawa, number 32. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Hamilton.
Isn't that amazing? So they're going down all the way to the 26-yard line here to start this drive off. The punt is about as good as you can do into the wind, but that's the point. It's so hard to play into this wind right now. The Ticats don't have a point yet to show for it, and we're halfway through the quarter.
Right.
So really, I'm giving this to the Redblacks this quarter right now, and the Ticats have to put points up on this drive.
So the ball will be on the 30-yard line. The offense in pretty good spot to get some points here with the wind. Play action, Dane Evans some time, couple of steps forward, throws, it's high. Jumping up for it was Tim White, but he couldn't make the catch. Right there with him was Damon Webb, and it's an incompletion. Dane Evans has started 0 for 4.
0 for 4, and Arbuckle, similarly struggling in the passing game on his side, and he's coming off of a really great string of games as far as completions are concerned. And yeah, this is just, even with the wind, with or against, it's difficult to play this way. And this 2nd and 10 here, RJ, is really, really big. You're in field goal range already. Don't turn it over. Get this first down.
Evans wants to pass, looking end zone, has a receiver, and that might have sailed with the wind. Stephen Dunbar was trying to catch up to it and couldn't. So it's another incompletion, and maybe the wind is playing a factor with the quarterbacks too.
Yeah, and like I said, there's sort of different levels of progression with the wind. The lowest only really affects the kicking game. You can pass into it, you can pass against it. Then it starts to affect your passing game when you're against it. Now this wind is to the point where it's affecting it with it at the back too, and that really looked like it was going to drop right into Dunbar's arms.
37-yard field goal attempt for Seth Small, and he has not missed consecutive field goals this year. He hits this one, and the Tiger Cats lead 3-0, and a flag came out after that field goal was good. Flag is sitting at about the Ottawa 5-yard line. Oh, wow. A couple more flags as a Tiger Cat is knocked down. It's Malik Carney who was knocked down right in front of that Ottawa sideline, so I count 3 flags.
Well, Avery Williams, 42 for the Ottawa Redblacks, was in it with Carney way after the play, way close to the sidelines, totally uncalled for. But there's also a foul.
After the play, there are 2 misconduct fouls. The first one's against Hamilton, 58. The second one's against Ottawa, 42. Those fouls offset. It's first down for Ottawa.
So that's Gordon White, the long snapper for the Tiger Cats in a windy day. You certainly don't want to lose him. Those misconduct fouls are a little bit dangerous. You get 2 and you could be out. And Avery Williams is the leading tackler for the Redblacks. They certainly don't want to lose him.
Yeah, we've seen, the first return with Lawrence Woods, he got hit hard, and that sort of initiated some after the whistle, pushing and shoving right at the start of this game, and it's kind of been that way since. I mean, both these teams are fighting for fighting with everything they've got to keep their season going, and that's what you're going to get.
Ottawa starting from their own 40. Arbuckle 2 for 4 in passing for 2 yards, so he's at very minimal completion. So they try it on the ground again to Jackson Bennett, and the Tiger Cats stop him immediately. Jovan Santos knocked, shaking his head, and maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage, or possibly a loss here. Certainly there wasn't much for Bennett on that run.
Well, it's what you and I talked about in our podcast this week, RJ. Like, we wanted to see this defense get back to their dominance in the run stop, and this first quarter has been that in every way. They have not let Arbuckle and his crew move really anywhere.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Arbuckle's pass is knocked out of the air, and that might have been Micah Johnson again. He missed the last game against Calgary due to the birth of his daughter. Congratulations, Micah, and he's come out on fire in this game.
Wow, so now you get another punt from the Redblacks in this first quarter. Of course, they're up at their 40 now, but Lawrence Wood standing at his own 26. He'll probably move forward to catch this ball and have another good chance at it.
Tiger Cats going from right to left. That's with the wind. Wind's coming from the south. Richie Leone, he's been busy, standing on his own 25-yard line.
He needs to bait them into a no yards call here.
Low kick, pretty good kick. Lawrence Woods gets it at his own 35, and he's hit immediately. And that's great coverage by the Redblacks. No flags. They stop him right at the 35. Tiger Cats with 5:33 to go with the wind in the first quarter lead the football game 3-0. The offense is back on the field when we return on the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
It was amazing being out there with the fellas. Football is one of those things that, like, that's the only thing that could, like, ever make me, like, super mad when they take it away from me when I was a young kid. So just being out was, like, kind of hard. So got to get out there in Calgary and play with the boys. It was pretty fun.
That's linebacker Simone Lawrence. He had 7 tackles last week, and that's him talking about being back on the field, as heard with Louis Butko on Ticats Today. Every weekday, new content drops on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats with the wind. It's a very strong wind going from right to left, and it's gusting up to 40, 45 kilometers an hour. 5.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Tiger Cats lead 3-0. Seth Small 1 for 2 in field goal attempts. Dane Evans hands off to Don Jackson, starts to his right, cuts to his left, and that is the first down for the Tiger Cats. And that first down is presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
I love it. Don Jackson replacing Wes Hills in the production they've had in the past couple weeks. Strong run and right up the middle very quickly.
That brings the Tiger Cats up to their own 49-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Out of the backfield, Dane Evans passes to Tim White, and he's weaving his way through the Redblacks defenders. He goes out of bounds, just shy of the Ottawa 40. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down. Tim White adding to his yardage. And you didn't like that hit at the end.
I thought that was a little bit late, right on the Ottawa bench, and Tim White getting shoved around, but doesn't matter. Back to the huddle. That was a huge gain, almost 20 yards on that one play, and now they're putting together their first substantial drive of the game.
Tim White, leader in receptions in the CFL. That was his 88th. Leader in targets, leads the Tiger Cats in yards after the catch, and he'll have a whole bunch more there. Now on the Ottawa 40-yard line. Dane Evans drops back, now has to roll to his left and throws back across his body, completes the pass to Tyler Turnowski, who's right near the Ottawa 35-yard line, about halfway to the first down.
And Dane escaping pressure all the way to his left. He's well outside of the pocket, and he, in one move, flips his both feet at the same time and throws it way back to the right, where the over top of where the ball was snapped. Athletic, good play.
Best drive for the Tiger Cats so far, with under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter and a 3-0 lead for the Tiger Cats. They're out of the Ottawa 34-yard line. Don Jackson flanking Dane Evans to his right, and the handoff goes to Jackson. Again, he goes up the middle, cuts to his left, and he'll be very close to a first down. Needed to get to the 30-yard line. It looks like they might mark him slightly shy, so that brings up a third and less than a yard. Tiger Cats are going to go for it. No hesitation on this call. Dane Evans under center, and he'll tuck his head, follow that offensive line. He's got enough for the first down. There are some flags on the field.
I think this might be an illegal form.
Ottawa defensive line.
Okay, good.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Makes it a first down for Hamilton.
First down presented by Active Green and Ross. Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Very good. Great way to get on the line. I like how Dane Evans has been staying in there lately for their short yardage packages. A lot of teams are switching out for another quarterback. Dane's, in the second half of the season, he's just taking them, and I think it helps the rhythm of a drive.
Dane Evans under center this time, and now he's...
Wow.
Play action to Anthony Johnson, completes it along the near sideline, and he's out at the 3-yard line. A great play by the Tiger Cats, drawn up perfectly. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Really unique play, a naked rollout to Dane's right, and he threw it all the way back to Anthony Johnson on the sidelines to his left. They're hurrying up here, RJ.
Ball's on the 3-yard line. High snap, no problem. Handoff to Don Jackson, and he's trying to battle his way into the end zone. The Redblacks don't let it happen. Might have managed a yard on that first and goal. Now it'll be second and goal from about the 2.
Okay, well, we've seen 3 impressive completions from Dane on this drive, and we hadn't yet. They've kind of found themselves. Now the first quarter's coming to an end. There's still 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. You got to get this into the end zone here and have that 2-score lead when this quarter ends, because if the Redblacks offense is any sign, there is not much happening offensively going towards the mountain tonight.
Sean Thomas Erlington into the game. Dane Evans under center. He's going to follow that offensive line and surge forward. No sign yet. Looks like he's going to be a little bit short.
Well, they were on the 2-yard line for that second down. You know, they ran just your standard short yardage quarterback sneak up the middle, and I don't know, not exactly what I expected. They got half of it, but now you've got to get that. You've got to get that again. That's a lot to ask of your offensive line. This is the 3rd short yardage of this drive.
They started first and goal from the 3. They're at the 1 now, and it's 3rd down. Dane Evans again pushes through. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. Dane Evans, his 3rd touchdown in as many games, and the Tiger Cats are up 9-0 with a convert coming up and a minute 45 to go in the opening quarter. That 1-yard touchdown dive by Dane Evans was driven by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Dane Evans was bound and determined to get that touchdown.
Yeah, he did a great job on that sneak too. Patient, and then exploded up when he saw the opportunity. There we get the extra point there as well. That's what you need. You got to finish this quarter with that 2-score lead there. The Ticats defense is playing just unbelievable right now. They are on it and really doing a great job. They are being helped by the wind in that passing game. And finally, Dane and his group just found it. RJ, the Ticats offense has started everywhere from their own 7-yard line for drives already in this game, all the way to the Ottawa 30. They started a drive. They've been all over the field, but that drive right there that started back in their own end, really nicely done. A couple completions in a row. Run game was solid. Now you're rolling, and you've got to keep this going.
Dane Evans started the game 0 for 5 on that drive. He went 3 for 3 for 50 yards and took the ball in from a yard out for the touchdown. It's 10-0 Tiger Cats. A sold-out Tim Hortons field. It's a fairly mild night for October the 21st, around 15 degrees Celsius, but it's the wind. It's really blowing from the south. That's right to left. Tiger Cats have it in the opening quarter, and it's blowing so hard Damagala needs a holder for the kickoff, and it's a good kickoff. Ryan Davis picks it up at his own 5, gets across the 25, and runs right into the arms of Anthony Federico, and that puts a stop to the return of the Redblacks just shy of their own 30.
You know, there's little games inside the game that people are playing, and we only know some of them, but Damagala right there set up his tee in the right middle of those hashes. They broke their kickoff huddle, and he sprinted to the line and switched hashes of his kickoff tee. It's really interesting. They're playing games with that returners, with Ottawa's matchup and how the wind is, and they're changing that little key right before the kickoff and trying to make everybody stay on their toes. It's all kinds of decisions being made down there on the sidelines.
Lots of movement for Ottawa before the snap. It's a low snap. Arbuckle gets it, throws to his left, and it's broken up. Seontae Evans, a great dive to get his arm in front of Ryan Davis to prevent that from being complete. So Arbuckle and the Redblacks having a lot of trouble moving the football in this opening quarter.
Such a well-timed pass breakup there, and so clean. You know, you can, when you're coming in right at that moment of contact, it's easy to bump that receiver too soon, and it's really athletic job of keeping out of pass interference, issue and just getting a hand on the ball.
Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Ottawa can't wait to stop going into the wind. Arbuckle throws, and it's caught by R.J. Harris. He'll get across the 45-yard line, and diving was Jamal Roll to break that up. He couldn't do it. That's the first down of the game for the Redblacks, and there's 42 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
Wow. Yeah, that we've already seen 3 punts from the Redblacks, and Jamal Roll just missing the timing on that. That would have been a great 2-and-out as well. Would have given Dane Evans one chance to throw the ball with the wind at his back too.
Under 30 seconds to go, clock is running. That's what remains in the opening quarter. It's 10-0 Tiger Cats. Redblacks up to the 47. Jackson Bennett running to the outside, and he'll get up to midfield, about a yard, maybe 2 shy of the first down.
Man, it's funny how that goes. You break out the drive open with one play, the biggest play of the night for your offense, and you follow it right up with the second biggest play of the night for your offense, a 9-yard throw out of the backfield, and that's exactly how the game progresses with as far as momentum, play calling, confidence as far as players and coordinators, and now Ottawa, they're going to run this play, and then they're going to be able to flip the field and have the wind at their back for the second half of this drive if they can get this first.
Coming in under center is Caleb Evans, and he will run to his left, and he should have enough as he gets across midfield. He does have enough for the first down, but it looked a little closer to begin with when he hesitated before he ran to his left. So the Redblacks will have the win. They're in Hamilton territory. After a quarter, the Tiger Cats lead the Redblacks 10-0. At a sold-out Tim Hortons field. We'll be back with the second quarter on the Ticats Audio Network.
Hi, this is Sean Thomas Earlton, number 31 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and you are listening to the Ticat Audio Network.
Great to have you with us. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker, we're through one quarter. Tiger Cats had the wind. It is a strong wind, gusting up near 45 kilometers an hour. Tiger Cats lead 10-0. Ottawa enjoying their best drive of the game. Ended the first quarter on the Hamilton 50. Now they're with the wind. Arbuckle has time. That time evaporates, but he ducks under the pressure from the Tiger Cats and dishes it off to the right at the sideline, and R.J. Harris makes the catch just a little bit short of the first down.
That was a good rush by the Hamilton front four, but Arbuckle did a great job, escaped to his right. He actually had a lot of time once he escaped the pocket to his right there. I thought he was going to take off, but again, they're kind of keeping this drive going. This is sort of the first success they've had, and we're going to see them open it up now. RJ, they've got to make hay with the wind at their back, which just happened as they flipped quarters, and now they're on Hamilton territory.
On the Ticats 44, might be within field goal range. We'll see. Handoff goes to Jackson Bennett. He cuts to his left. Great run by Jackson Bennett. He's down near the Hamilton 30. It's an Ottawa first down. Now they're definitely within field goal range for Lewis Ward with the wind.
Really great run. Jackson Bennett, former Ticat, former defensive back at Ticat.
Yeah.
And he's the guy for the Redblacks tonight, and that was a really great first down conversion and breaking a tackle on his way.
Couple of injuries at running back, including William Powell. Jackson Bennett, you knew he'd be fired up for this game against his former club. Redblacks on the Hamilton 31. Now trying to get loud. It's another completion. Arbuckle and R.J. Harris have something going. This will be another 7 or 8 yard gain for Harris after the catch.
Big second down here for this Ticat defense, who had an unbelievable first quarter. If they can just force the field goal here and keep that 7-point lead.
Handoff goes to Jackson Bennett, cuts to his right, he's tripped up, he's down to the 10, and the Tiger Cats finally bring him down. It took Tunde Adeleke and Ciante Evans to team up and tackled Jackson Bennett inside the 5. It's another first down for Ottawa. It'll be first and goal.
Man, Jackson Bennett, he does hit that hole fast. And when he sees space, he's through it before you know, and that was a really strong run. I mean, the Ticats that first quarter was really an impressive run stop. Now, Ottawa's kind of starting to figure it out a little bit.
Arbuckle's thrown for 33 yards, all but 4 of those yards have been directed to R.J. Harris, number 84 for Ottawa. Might want to watch him. Play action, Arbuckle under pressure, and he'll throw that away. He'll throw it away. It was over the head of Justin Hardy. Goes incomplete. There is a flag. Ben Major, the referee tonight at Tim Hortons Field.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Hamilton, number 26, will go up half the distance. It's going to be first down for Ottawa.
Well, that's not looking good for the Tiger Cats. The ball will be basically on the Tiger Cats' 1.5 yard line. And first and goal.
It was really a throwaway, too. I'm kind of surprised at the call. Of course, the holding, an uncatchable ball doesn't relate to a defensive holding on a wide receiver, so for illegal contact.
Caleb Evans has 13 touchdowns, needs one to tie the CFL record for most by a quarterback, and he surges ahead, and the signal is a touchdown for Caleb Evans, and the whistles continue to blow, and the flag is on the field right near the upright. I actually didn't see the official indicate touchdown, but
it certainly looked like he surged across the goal line to me.
Yeah, me too. And
the ruling on the play is a touchdown. After the play, there are 2 misconduct fouls. Ottawa 59, Hamilton 95. Those penalties offset. We're going to do the convert.
Well, a lot of misconduct penalties, each of them offsetting on both occasions tonight, but they're dishing them out where they see it. This referee crew is not going to be shy about issuing those. And like you said, RJ, that's Julian Hauser. He gets one more tonight, and you're missing a really key player from your defensive lineup.
Tied for the sacks lead for the Tiger Cats with Malik Carney at 7. Lewis Ward steps up and kicks the convert. So it didn't take the Redblacks long with the win to get on the board, and that 10-0 lead for the Tiger Cats has been trimmed to just 3 points. It's 10-7. Tiger Cats still leading early in the second quarter. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Sold out Tim Hortons Field, Fan Appreciation Night, final home game of 2022 for the Tiger Cats. They're wearing their Made in the Hammer uniforms, all steel gray, black numbers, black helmets, and they lead 10-7. We're early in the second quarter. The Redblacks, with the wind, immediately turned that into a touchdown. Caleb Evans, his 14th, that ties the CFL record for touchdowns by a quarterback. Now the Tiger Cats into the wind. Lawrence Woods trying to put them in a good spot, picks it up at his own 20, crosses the 30, and he's brought down at the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. And now we'll see what Dane Evans can do into the wind.
Redblacks kickoff team, best in the league for opponent kickoff return yards. That was a shockingly short kick for the wind at the back, and Lawrence Woods fielded that at his own 25-yard line. They must have, he's not trying to blast that out of the end zone, I suppose, but they did cover it down pretty well for a 36-yard starting line for the Ticats now against the wind.
Redblacks special teams has been good so far tonight. Dane Evans coming off a 3-for-3 drive, threw for 50 yards, ended in a Dane Evans touchdown. Empty backfield, Dane Evans drops back and on the run completes the pass to Stephen Dunbar Jr. And he's up across the 50, but he's fumbled the football. He fumbled the football and the Redblacks have it. Brandon Dandridge running down the far sideline. It's a touchdown for Ottawa. A turnover and a touchdown, and all of a sudden the Redblacks lead the game.
Wow. Stephen Dunbar crossing as the single receiver to the right, caught it over the middle and got the first down and more. And that was a very impressive job to strip the football, tackle Dunbar, and that ball never touched the ground. He stripped it and just held on to it. I mean, that is a really, really impressive play by Brandon Dandridge. And RJ,
he never went for the tackle. He was just going after the
football
the whole time.
He just ripped it out, and he did an unbelievable job of it. Twice the Ticats have turned the ball over in their own end in this first half of this football game, this one for a defensive touchdown. Last week, you've got Ottawa lost a really good football game to Montreal, and Montreal had the defensive score in that game. The Ticats went out to Calgary and got the defensive score and won there. I mean, it's really telling to be able to do that. And while the Hamilton defense was able to prevent damage on that first turnover that Dane Evans got stripped out of his hand in the backfield to start this game off, well, they're not going to be able to do anything right now with Danbridge running into the end zone after that strip. I mean, that's an impressive defensive play.
It might be taking a look at this, as it is really close when Dunbar's knee hit the ground of when that football came out, because they're waiting a long time for this convert. We've seen a couple of replays, and it is close. It's when you can go frame by frame, it's a lot easier to tell. In real time, it looked like it was clearly out before Dunbar was down.
Well, it was so clean, you know, when you saw it live, like it was almost as quick an exchange as a handoff when you're looking at it live, but of course it wasn't that way. Dandridge, I mean, he really fought for it. It was an impressive job. And
Ooh, it's close.
Yeah, it is close. If I had to guess, RJ, I'll bet you they let this stand. I think it's too close to overturn.
Yeah, that's the thing. It has to be clear.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a touchdown.
By a couple of centimeters, Stephen Dunbar's knee did not hit the field. Brandon Dandridge strips it and takes it into the end zone for a defensive touchdown. Now Lewis Ward attempting the 32-yard convert, and that's good. And for the first time in the football game, the Redblacks lead. They're up 14-10. Touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. One on offense, one on defense. Tiger Cats will get the ball back when we come back. With 11:10 to go, you're listening to in the opening half, you're listening to the Ticats Audio Network.
This is Jovan Santos Knox, number 45 for your Hamilton Ticats. Now we're back to the Ticats Audio Network.
Big season for Jovan Santos Knox. He's over 100 tackles, has 2 tackles tonight, so he's just 11 shy of tying the Tiger Cats record. Redblacks kicking off into the wind. Lawrence Woods drifts back, takes it at his own 15. He is cutting back into the middle of the field, but can't get far, maybe to the 30-yard line. And the coverage of the Redblacks has been very, very good. Lawrence Woods has not had one of his trademark breaks on a kickoff or punt yet.
Yeah, that was great coverage again. Boy, you have got to take a deep breath. You take the field right now as a Ticat member of the offensive unit. You got to just take a deep breath. You guys put together a drive in the first quarter. You've turned the ball over twice. Just execute your job right now and keep the ball in your hands. You know, start there. Start by getting 1 first down. And no more catastrophic mistakes.
Dane Evans, after going 0 for 5, has completed his last 4 passes. This is a handoff to Don Jackson. Goes to his left, and he'll get a couple of yards on that carry.
Again, that Redblack defense, they're continuing to play that tight man coverage. What you see Tommy Condell doing now, they're going to get creative in response to that. We see a lot of motions now from wide receivers, making that just harder for those defensive players to just, you know, tag up and match up head for head. You got to follow them and track in the backfield pre-snap. And it's a good response to tight man coverage. See if Dane Evans can get some time and make a throw here on 2nd and 8.
Into the wind from their own 32. A lot of movement, maybe too much. And as Dane Evans gets the snap, the flags are all over the field.
I think Tim White here maybe crossed the line too early. And while that's not a catastrophic mistake, I'm not going to say it, it's still a mistake. And you got to, you know, eventually you're going to have to start stringing plays together that are mistake-free.
Ben Major, the referee, will let us know.
Procedure. Correction. Offside against Ottawa. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be second down.
They had already marched the ball back 5 yards, as if the infraction was against Hamilton.
Blow that down?
I'm sorry?
Why'd they blow that down?
Clearly there's some miscommunication out there. Yeah, that was bizarre. The ball had already been marched back for what was going to be a 2nd and 13. Now it's 2nd and 3. All right.
So now up to the 37-yard line and a much more manageable second down. They need 3 yards. Dane Evans drops back, and he's going to go deep down the far sideline looking for Stephen Dunbar. Again in a real battle with Brandon Dandridge, and Dandridge wins that one. Knocks the ball away. It's incomplete.
Yeah, really impressive job by Dandridge. Well-timed pass breakup. I like how Dane Evans is taking that shot. It was quads to his right, 4 receivers to his right. Stephen Dunbar Jr. alone to the left. And you do have to give your guys a couple chances every game to make that throw. And, I hate to keep talking about it, but the wind, I mean, that ball was a little bit short, and they're going into the wind right now. Of course, it's going to have some effect. But, of course, both teams have to deal with it.
Domagala punting into the wind for the first time, standing on his own 23-yard line. Wind gusting up to 45 kilometers an hour. Ryan Davis back on his own 30 to return this punt. Domagala, a low punt, not very deep. Tiger Cats have to retreat to avoid the no yards. They do, and Davis picked up the ball after it had rolled past the 40, and by that time the coverage team was down there, and Ottawa will begin this drive inside their own 40-yard line. But it is the Redblacks who need to win to stay alive, and they lead the football game 14-10. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Under the lights at Tim Hortons Field, Fan Appreciation Night sold out Tim Hortons Field, and it's been an interesting football game, mostly interesting because of the wind being a big factor. It is coming from the south. That's from our right to left. Tiger Cats had a 10-0 lead after the opening quarter. They had the win. Redblacks have the win now, and they lead the football game 14-10. Nick Arbuckle drops back, throws over the middle. It is complete right at midfield. Tunde Adeleke the tackle, but the leading receiver in the lineup for the Redblacks, Darvin Adams, makes the catch. Nick Arbuckle has completed 6 passes to 2 receivers. He's only completed passes to R.J. Harris and Darvin Adams. Throws to his right, and it's a completion to Justin Hardy. So now 3 receivers, and he'll get across the Hamilton 50.
Well called wide receiver screen there to the right of Arbuckle, and this is when they hurried up to that line of scrimmage. They got the first down, hurried back up, and they called that wide receiver screen. RJ, I'm not a huge wide receiver screen fan. It takes a long time sometimes, but when they hurried to the line, they got numbers. They had a diamond of 3 receivers against 3 defenders, only 1 free man. It's a good call.
Crowd trying to help out the Tiger Cats defense. Ottawa's onto the Hamilton 49. A throw over the middle. It's a perfect pass. It's caught by R.J. Harris, and he's right near the Hamilton 35-yard line. And what was a very loud Tim Hortons Field got quiet quickly.
Well, Arbuckle struggled in that first quarter. The Hamilton defense played really, really great, both the run and the pass. He's getting back to his consistent completions that he's been at for a couple weeks in a row now.
Ottawa's wasting no time. Arbuckle scrambling around. He's going to keep this football and slides just shy of the 30 as Jovan Santos Knox was waiting for him, and that will be one of the easier tackles that Jovan Santos Knox has had. That'll get him closer to the Hamilton record.
Once you get into 100 tackles, they start to come real easy after that, I guess.
They just dive at your feet.
No, that was a needed stop there. Now they're in 2nd and 6, their first, I guess, difficult second down position of the drive. The Hamilton defense has to come up big here.
On the Hamilton 32-yard line, it is 2nd and 6, under 7 minutes to go in the half. Arbuckle looking to pass again, has some time, has a receiver. It's complete. It is a first down, and this time it's caught by Seosi Mariner, his first catch of the night. So Arbuckle starting to spread it around now.
Hamilton has been lining up a few times tonight defensively with 3 down, and then they're either adding one of the backers in. Julian Hauser is sometimes standing behind that line of scrimmage as in a linebacker's position. They actually brought 5 there. They brought the blitz from that 3-down look. Great job by Arbuckle to sift through all of that and find his guy.
Ottawa now down to the Hamilton 21. Fresh set of downs on the near hash mark. Empty backfield. Arbuckle looks to his right, throws to his right, completes it to R.J. Harris, and his legs are hog-tied by Ciante Evans, who immediately looks over his shoulder to see how close they are to that first down marker, and they're about 5 yards short.
Good open field tackle by Ciante Evans. Didn't allow any yards after the catch, wrapped it up right away and brought him down, and impressive job there to force this. Now it looks like kind of a 2nd and 4. It looks like they're in, again, another chance to force the field goal team on here.
Down to the Hamilton 15. Holding Ottawa to a field goal now would be great for the Tiger Cats. Arbuckle gets the snap, drops a couple of steps back, just got rid of the football and completes it to Mariner, who makes a couple of moves, dives for the end zone, can't get there. He's a yard short, but it's going to be another 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for Ottawa.
Ciance Mariner, new to the Redblacks and making a difference. That was cover 0. I don't think we've seen it yet tonight from the Ticats, but they went to try to get at Arbuckle there with the blitz. And that was a really great little escape route by Mariner, who came in on sort of a, looks like a slant, came right back out flat there, catch and broke the tackle. That's big. That was a big gain, RJ. Now they're threatening to score here, and that's going to push this to a two-score game in the Redblacks' favor.
Tunde Adeleke saved a touchdown, but can they stop them again? No, Caleb Evans dives in. That's his 15th touchdown of the season, his 2nd of the game. He has the CFL record for touchdowns for a quarterback and keeps adding to that total. And all of a sudden, that 10-point lead that the Tiger Cats had is a 10-point deficit with a convert coming up from Lewis Ward. It's 20-10 Redblacks.
If you broke the record for CFL touchdowns by a quarterback, would you keep the ball?
Yeah, I think I would.
Because he just hucked it into the Stelco North End Lounge there, so somebody's got a cool CFL token to take home.
Maybe you kept the one he tied the record with.
Kind of a silly thing to do.
I think so. And Lewis Ward, no problem. So all of a sudden, it's been all Redblacks. It's 21-10, 21 straight points by Ottawa. And there's 4:26 to go in the half. I was wondering after the first quarter, Luke, when the Tiger Cats led 10-0, if 10 points was enough. It wasn't.
Apparently not. The Redblacks have put on a bit of a show here in the second half, and it's been a display of complimentary football. They start the quarter off with a great offensive drive that ends in a touchdown. Then they come out, their special teams has played really well. On their kickoffs, they've covered them down really, really great. Lawrence Woods has not been able to get much of a return in the second quarter. Their defense gets a strip and a touchdown, and then they drive down the field again with a beautiful offensive drive for another offensive touchdown. I mean, that's all 3 phases won this second quarter. The Ticats got to find themselves quickly.
4:26 to go in the half, 21-10, Ottawa leads. Ottawa needs to win their final 2 games. Both are against the Tiger Cats, and have Saskatchewan lose their final 2 games to make the playoffs. So it is possible for the Redblacks. They're fighting for their playoff lives tonight, and Hamilton would be in really good shape with a win. And if Saskatchewan loses one of their final 2 games, that would put the Tiger Cats into a playoff spot. But they've got their hands full tonight against Ottawa at home, final home game of the season, fan appreciation night, and a sold-out Tim Hortons field. A holder needed for the kickoff. Lawrence Woods catches it right at the numbers at his 15, runs up the numbers, gets across the 35, and he is stopped at the 36 or 37, and Valentin Noir is involved with a couple of Redblacks right in front of the Redblacks sidelines, and it seems like the special teams get a little feisty every time they're on the field.
Yeah, but you got to hand it to this Redblacks coverage units. They like every time Lawrence Woods is getting tackled, he's not getting tripped up. He's getting body slammed. I mean, it is impressive the way they're covering these punts and kicks down and making physical plays in the special team, and that speaks loudly for, you know, the momentum and direction of a game. I mean, they're really doing a great job of that.
Shahid Salmon with that special teams tackle on Lawrence Woods, and you're right, he put him right on the back numbers, the 37 on Lawrence Woods. Just over 4 minutes to go in the half. Into the wind. Dane Evans, play action, has a little bit of time, throws over the middle. It is complete. And hanging on to that football was Tim White. He was hit hard, but he made the catch, and he got the first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
He did get hit hard, but Dane and Tim White just being on the same page, it was a hard, direct throw, and Dane slows him down. He makes him break his route and square up to the ball, downfield, and that protects both the reception and the catch, and also protects Tim White physically from getting hit, exposed. Well done there by Dane and Tim White.
A hesitation with the waggle, and the handoff goes to Sean Thomas Erlington, and he's broke it down the right side. He's across the 30, 25 to 20, and finally Ottawa pushes him out of bounds. Sean Thomas Erlington, one of the biggest plays of the game for the Tiger Cats on offense.
How about that, man? West Hills out of the lineup with injury. Sean Thomas Erlington and Don Jackson share time tonight. That's STE. He comes in and just does what you ask him to in a different way. He catches it out of the backfield or he blocks, and then he gets an explosive run on the ground, and it was nice. He broke a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Great job there by the vet.
36 yards. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down. They're on the Ottawa 18 into the wind. Oh, a throw behind the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete. Intended for Don Jackson, and he was hit right as that football got there. And it was also in danger of being picked off, and that would have been 6 going the other way.
And it's pretty incredible how fast Baltimore got back there to break that up and put that hit on Don Jackson. Dane caught the ball and delivered the pass immediately. Just unbelievable defense.
Sherrod Baltimore with that big play for Ottawa. 2:41 to go. We're at the 3-minute warning. Ottawa leads 21-10. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. I'd like to thank some of our listeners for emailing in at ticats@gameday.ca. A few of you would like to say hello to Mike, Peggy, Dan, and Rianne in Palm Desert, California. Jeff, Scott, DeAndre in Simcoe, Ontario. Saheed and Karen Rashid in Rondo Provincial Park. Great to have you listening to the Ticats Audio Network. An interesting game at Tim Hortons Field. It's packed, sold out. 2:41 to go in the opening half. And clearly the wind a factor. We figured it would be, gusting up to 45 kilometers an hour after the first quarter. Tiger Cats had the win. They led 10-0. While now, Ottawa with 21 unanswered points lead 21-10 with 2:41 to go, but Hamilton looking good. They're on the Ottawa 25-yard line. But on first down, they were pushed back 7 yards. So it's 2nd and 17 from the Ottawa 25, and with this wind, that's not a comfortable field goal attempt. So the Tiger Cats would love to convert this second down. 2nd and long. Dane Evans drops way back. The pressure's coming. He's scrambling, throws on the run, completes the pass, and Stephen Dunbar made the catch, but couldn't even take a step after he caught it. The Redblacks were right there, and that gets Hamilton to about the 16-yard line. Won't be enough for the first down, but an easier field goal attempt for Seth Small.
A good job by Dane to escape while keeping his eyes downfield and to make the pass across his body. But, man, the Redblacks defense is on turbo speed right now. I mean, they are all over the place. They're making plays, really, really physical. And it doesn't help to have a completion for -7 yards on first down.
This is a 23-yard attempt for Seth Small into the wind. And no problem for Seth Small. He's 2 for 3 in the game, and that puts an end to the string of points Ottawa was putting together and cuts into their lead. It's now 21-13 with 1:58 to go. Don Jackson appears to be injured after that hit from Sherrod Baltimore, and he's looking at his left wrist. He's got a jacket on the sidelines. I'm not sure he'll return tonight, Luke.
Boy, there was a number of really physical plays by the Redblacks. I mean, the strip fumble for the touchdown itself was incredibly physical and athletic. But then there's been tackles, special teams, and defensively for the Redblacks that you got to hand it to them. They came to Tim Hortons Field ready to go.
Ottawa overloads the right side. Nick Arbuckle play action, rolls to his right, throws to his right. He's got a receiver downfield. It's Darvin Adams. Did he get a foot in? The officials are saying yes. Well, there is a flag as well.
It looked really, really close. Adams was right on the sidelines there. I like the throw. I mean, it was impressive play action setup.
Major foul, blindside block. Ottawa, number 87. It's a 15-yard penalty. We're going to replay first down.
Keaton Brugling, the receiver, another major foul. So it negates what would have been a big play for Ottawa, would have taken them into the Ticats territory, and with the win, certainly within field goal range, but now they're pushed way back to their 25-yard line.
So if they would have called that a completion, when I'm not sure they had or not, to be honest, but that would be 40 yards, 40 hidden yards of lost offense by that penalty. Huge break for the Ticat defense.
1st and 25. Ottawa on their own 25. Empty backfield. Arbuckle. A pass to his left. Parallel with the line of scrimmage, Darvin Adams. It was then up to him to try to get as many yards as he could, and he will have it very close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Will maybe be a 2nd and 13 or 14.
I mean, that's an impressive wide receiver screen, this time to Arbuckle's left, and you get almost half of what you have to get there on a 1st and 25. Now you're looking at a 2nd and 13. The Ticat defense has to make this stop. You've got to get Arbuckle off the field right now.
Ottawa with the win. They lead 21-13. Minute 45 to go in the half. 2nd and 14 here for the Redblacks. Empty backfield again for Arbuckle. Stutter steps, passes over the middle, completes it to Justin Hardy, gets across the 45. He needed to get up to the 50 for the first down. He'll be close, but it might be just far enough that the Redblacks will hesitate to go for it, although punting into the wind.
It's less than 2 yards here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to send Leone out there.
So it is with the wind, Ottawa punting with the wind, so that should.
Well, we saw the 83-yard net punt from Tamagala going this direction in the first quarter. I mean, you certainly have an opportunity here to pin the Ticats deep. And you're kind of, you could argue that the point would be valuable here. That would put that to a 9-point game and make it truly a 2-score game. But I think they're going to try to pin the Ticats deep and potentially get the ball back with a chance at a field goal again.
3rd and about 1.5 yards. Richie Leone at his own 35. Punts a spiral in the air, and Lawrence Woods catches it at his own 6. At the far numbers, cuts toward the sidelines, and there's been nothing, absolutely nothing for Lawrence Woods. Maybe his forward momentum got him to the 15, and that'll be a tough starting field position for Dane Evans with 1:04 to go into the wind, down by 8. Tiger Cats have won back-to-back games coming into this game for the first time this season.
Yeah, I'm interested in Bob Dice is an interim head coach and special teams guy. The special teams units for the Redblacks are playing outstanding.
Yeah, really good
this evening. And they've got a team mentality of how important that is, and a top-down, source of that impact on special teams.
Sean Thomas Erlington into the game after the Don Jackson injury, following a great run on the last possession of about 36 yards. This will be a muscled run, a hard-fought run for 4 yards for Sean Thomas Erlington on first down.
You got an interesting situation here. You got 58 seconds left in the first half, but it's not even about you getting points. If you have to punt the ball here, you could reasonably put the Redblacks immediately into field goal position.
Big 2nd and 6 is what Luke's saying from their own 19. High snap. Dane Evans under pressure. He's rolling to his right, and the pass was intended for Ternowski. It's incomplete. Dane Evans just got that away before the CFL sacks leader, Lorenzo Maldum, tracked him down. There is a flag. Again, Ben Major, the referee.
I don't know. I don't think that this would be a roughing the passer or anything in Dane Evans. It looked like it was more the line of scrimmage, potentially a
Illegal
Hamilton.
contact on the receiver, Ottawa, number 97. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to make it a first down for Hamilton.
Well,
Ray Hornbuckle, the penalty, that helps the Tiger Cats out immensely.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. You know, defensive tackle getting an illegal contact on the receiver. And I can't tell you who it was. It could have been Sean Thomas Earlington leaving the backfield. But that's a big break for Dane Evans.
Yeah, he was under big-time pressure, just got the ball away. 36 seconds to go. Tiger Cats up to their own 29. Fresh set of downs. Sean Thomas Earlington, he'll run this time to his right. Gets past the line of scrimmage and another 4, maybe 5-yard gain.
Well, it's going to be all on Sean Thomas Earlington. If Don Jackson has to stay out of the lineup for the rest of the game, he's going to get quite the workload, and he had that huge explosive run on the last Ticat drive. They're going to need it a little bit more as they really have to have a balance to the passing game. That's what's brought them some success in these last stretch of the season. Winning 3 of the last 4, they've had an effective and productive run game.
2nd and 5 from their own 34. Dane Evans, 7 for 13, 83 yards in this opening half. It's another handoff to Sean Thomas Earlington. It's a first down and a lot more. Lowers his shoulder, gets across the 45, still has the football, across the 50, close to midfield. Sean Thomas Earlington, unstoppable. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Unfortunately, you're well out of field goal range, and you're really out of even punting for a single range because of the wind, but you got to do something on this last play here, and they are. They're lining up in a spread formation. They're not going to take a knee. We'll see what they can do.
Sean Thomas Earlington, 68 yards on 5 carries. Dane Evans makes the short pass. It's a little bit high. Jumping up to get it was Tyler Turnowski, and he's going to try to battle for as many yards as he can. He'll get across the 40. There's no time left on the clock, and that's the end of the opening half. And it's been pretty much who has the wind has the lead. And Ottawa got more points when they had the wind, and they lead 21-13.
Yeah, they really had an unbelievable second quarter all around. All 3 phases, Ottawa did. What I was hoping for at the end there was a pass downfield and then a wide receiver to try to punt it for a single out of there. It was the last play, and you were kind of out of reach of a field goal or a touchdown. But regardless, that was actually a productive drive by the Ticats to end the half as far as yards go. They've got to come out with a renewed sense of what they are able to do and what they have to do in the second half. You're going to get the choice as the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Unfortunately, you've got to take the win in the 4th, and the reason I say unfortunately is because that gives the momentum-heavy Redblacks the immediate chance with the wind at their back in the 3rd quarter to go and make something happen and to add to their lead. But I don't think you can sacrifice that, having a longer 4th quarter with the wind at your back. So we'll see what they choose when they come out, but they got to start getting back at this pretty quickly here, RJ.
Redblacks know they have to win to stay alive in the East Division playoffs, and they came out in that second quarter and showed they were battling for their playoff lives. They lead at halftime 21-13. The alumnus of distinction, Sandy Beveridge, will join the guys at the half. It is Tiger Cats at the half with Bubba O'Neill, Andy Fantuz, and Ranjan Rupal. Next on the Ticats Audio Network.
This is Hall of Famer John Hufnagel. Now back to the Ticats Audio Network.
John Hufnagel and the Calgary Stampeders playing the Saskatchewan Roughriders tomorrow. The Roughriders probably not disappointed in this result so far as we're about to begin the second half. It's 21-13 for the Ottawa Redblacks.
They did it like we thought, RJ. Hamilton will have the win for the 3rd, and the long quarter, they'll get the wind in their... Excuse me.
Kick off to Lawrence Woods, catches it at the numbers, cuts to the inside, and he works his way up to the 45, one of his better returns, and that's a credit to Ottawa's coverage teams.
Absolutely. And excuse me, I said that wrong. Coach O did exactly what he did in the Calgary game last week, and instead of taking the wind in the fourth quarter, they're going to get out there right now and try to make a difference with the wind at their backs. So it's a compromise. It's a balance. They're going to try to get the momentum back instead of giving themselves the fourth quarter wind.
We'll see if it's the right decision. Tiger Cats begin the second half on their own 46-yard line, trailing the game by 8 points. Dane Evans with Sean Thomas Erlington to his right. He's going to pass, and he throws to Sean Thomas Erlington off to the right. It was a check down play, but it was low, and STE could not make the catch.
So here's your 2nd and 10 to start. That's tough. What happened in Calgary, and it was interesting in the Coach O show this week, him explaining the thought process here, and he kind of said for that game it was the right decision, and it certainly was. They drove right down the field in the third quarter and scored a touchdown to sort of steal the game back into their favor. This 2nd and 10 is huge to see if they can kind of do the same thing tonight against Ottawa. 2nd
and 10, and Tiger Cats are 2 for 10 on second downs. They're on their own 46. This is complete to the near sideline. Nice catch by Lamar Durant, and he will reach for the first down. He will not have enough. See where this spot is. It'll be, they needed to get to the Ottawa 54, so just across midfield. And it's still a big chunk.
Yeah, it is. And it was a nice catch, but it was a great tackle by Sherrod Baltimore to bring him down and not let Hamilton try to sneak this across for that first down.
So it was 3rd and 4. They moved it up 2 yards. Does that change the decision?
Yeah, it's still too far, right?
Yeah. So actually the Tiger Cats are saying, what's going on here? It was 2nd and 4. Now you move the ball up a couple of yards. So they are going to go for it.
Wow. So Craig Butler's out on the field, arms in the air to the referee saying, what's happening? He just changed it from, we sent the punt team out when it was 3rd and 4. And here they go. Boy, I just said, is it a little too far with this third and 2 plus, but Coach O, he's going for it.
With the win, got to take advantage of the win. First possession of the second half, Tiger Cats are down by 8. It is 3rd and 2.
They're not going to sneak it. They're spread out.
Dane Evans in the shotgun. Ternowski stops behind Evans. Evans, quick throw, it's high. It's high over the head of Dunbar. It's incomplete, and the Tiger Cats turn it over on downs. Their 3rd turnover of the game, and Ottawa will take over on the Hamilton 54.
It was Stephen Dunbar Jr. to the far right, the 3 wide receiver set. He had it. He had the first down. He was doing a little square in at 5 yards. And it looked to me like the ball just sailed on Dane. A second later, too, and Dunbar might have set his feet and made the jump, but not this time, and that's a big turnover to start the second half.
Ottawa into the wind. Arbuckle. Play action, completes the pass to Justin Hardy, who's running behind some blockers, waiting for something to open up. Finally has to cut it upfield. He'll get across the Hamilton 50, still about 4 yards short of the first down. Ottawa has not turned the ball over. The Tiger Cats have turned it over 3 times.
And each time they've done that, it's been in their own end. Backed up. Ticat defense overcame the first one and didn't afford any points to the Redblacks. Of course, then they had the defensive touchdown on the second one, and now Arbuckle decides what they're going to do with the third one.
On the Hamilton 49, it's 2nd and 5. Arbuckle steps up. The pressure gets to him. The first sack of the game, and it's Micah Johnson. And that'll push the Redbacks back. And they will be out of field goal range into this wind. Big defensive play, Micah Johnson.
That was a big stop there. Micah Johnson coming up big, and this defense with an unbelievable first quarter faltered in the second, and now they've got their first drive out of the way of the third quarter, and it was a great one.
Micah Johnson's 6th sack of the season. Trails only Julian Hauser and Malik Carney. for the team lead. Early second half, Richie Leone punting into the wind. It's a short kick, really short kick, but it bounces past Lawrence Woods, and he'll pick it up at his own 14-yard line. Ottawa did a good job to stay out of that range. Woods trying to backtrack to make something happen, but he loses all those yards, and he's tackled inside his own 10.
You have to find a way to just touch that punt. It's 15 yards gone, just disappeared, and you didn't have to really work for it. You just have to stop the ball from bouncing.
Tough starting field position. Tiger Cats trailing 21-13 early in the second half. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network.
Hi, this is Dylan Wynn, number 98, your defensive tackle for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and we're back to the Hamilton Ticat Audio Network.
Dylan Wynn still out of the lineup. He'd love a dogfight like this one tonight. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker were early in the second half. Ottawa leading 21-13. Hamilton took the wind in this third quarter to get back in the game, maybe get a lead. They turned it over on downs on their first possession. Now they're starting from their own 10. Dane Evans, long throw to the near sideline. It's caught by Tim White, almost to the 40. A long throw by Dane Evans and a good start to this drive. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
That's it. You got Tim White. He's the guy who's going to make these big plays. He's just been that way all year, and he finds himself in the spot, deep corner route that he ends up squaring up to the ball instead of catching over his shoulder. But really great job there, and Dane getting back into a little bit of rhythm there with his number one receiver. And you got to dig yourself out of here. That was a really unfortunate punt return scenario there. The ball skipped past Lawrence Woods. Of course, the wind is hard. It's going to take weird bounces. It's going to fly different in the air than you expect. And then again, we've talked about it already, RJ, but that punt coverage there by the Redblacks punt team was spectacular and physical.
Tim White leading the Tiger Cats in receiving yards with 66. There is an injured Redblack. He's not in the field of play. The training staff's around him. He's right near the Tiger Cats sideline. So the training staff of the Redblacks is tending to him. And that's the delay at the moment. Early second half. Tiger Cats will have a first down from their own 39-yard line, and getting up under his own power, heading to the Ottawa sideline. Still unable to see the number, Luke.
Yeah, it's all hidden in the sidelines there. Great run, Sean Thomas Erlington.
Sean Thomas Erlington will be the running back for the Tiger Cats. About a 7 or 8 yard gain. Don Jackson is out. He will not return due to an upper body injury. Another handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington. Lowers the shoulder as he gets to the 50. That's enough for the first down. First down presented by Active Green and Ross. Tiger Cats keep it rolling, but there is a flag.
Back-to-back runs there by Sean Thomas Erlington to get the first. I think this is going to be a holding on Hamilton and come back here.
For 4 yards a gain, holding Hamilton, number 84. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat second down.
Anthony Johnson took that penalty. The injured Redblack was Damon Webb. He's being looked at the Redblack sideline.
Well, that before yards were gained part of that penalty was really, really costly. 15 yards lost there after what Sean Thomas Erlington's run would have been the first. Now a difficult 2nd and 12.
Tiger Cats have to make something happen. They've got the wind in this third quarter. Push back to their own 36. It's a pass over the middle, caught by Tim White. Stretches across the 40, but he needed to get to the 49 for the first down, and that won't do it. So Michael Damagala comes on to punt again. And about 5 minutes are gone in this third quarter with the wind. Tiger Cats had the wind in the opening quarter. They led 10-0. And then Ottawa had the wind in the second quarter and have a 21-13 lead. No points so far in the second half. Ball was snapped to Michael Damagala and a flag.
5-yard penalty. Will replay third down.
So the Tiger Cats starting to take some penalties here in the second half. And that'll push Damagala back even more. This is the time you want it, I suppose, when you're punting rather than into the wind. Strong wind tonight at Tim Hortons Field, about 14 degrees. It's a low kick by Damagala. And he was just kicking it to the far side where Ryan Davis was. He had to run across the field to get to that football. Gets across the 25, just short of the 30-yard line. Ottawa into the wind. Have an 8-point lead in this third quarter with 9:50 to go. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Ticats fans, enter for a chance to win 4 tickets to Sunday's Forge FC semifinal match at Tim Hortons Field, plus a pre-match meet and greet with Ticats players. Go to ticats.ca/forge contest to enter. You could win 4 club-level tickets to Sunday's match and an exclusive meet and greet with Tunde Adeleke, Malik Carney, Mason Bennett, and Lawrence Woods III. Contest closes at midnight tonight. Go to ticats.ca/forge contest to enter now. 9:50 to go in the third quarter. Tiger Cats have been unable to take advantage of the wind in the third quarter. No points have been scored, so Ottawa maintains their 8-point lead. It's 21-13.
Well, the Ottawa Redblacks came in here and said, we are going to play aggressive defense. We are not going to give up space. We're not going to give up easy passes under 10 yards, and they've just done a great job of it. And this Ticat offensive line that has really found themselves in the second half of the season, they're getting pressured right now, and to some Redblack success.
Ottawa's a better team on the road, 4-4. They're 0-8 at home. If they're going to make the playoffs, they'll have to have at least one win. And the Tiger Cats are hoping that game doesn't mean as much. They need to come back in this one, and Jackson Bennett continues to haunt his former team. It's a nice run, about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Really patient, too. He stuttered in the backfield, let that develop, and then burst for a nice 8-yard gain, lining up quick.
2nd and 2 from the 37. Back in the hands of Bennett, and the Tiger Cats maybe have stopped him. 4 of them in on this tackle, including Simone Lawrence.
For a loss, actually, and boy, that's big. They took the line quickly to take advantage of a 2nd and 2, gave it right back to Jackson Bennett, and that Ticat defense smothers him for a loss, forcing the punt. You know, you were assuming as a Redblack we're at least going to be able to sneak it on the 3rd down. Big stop there. Dane Evans has got to take advantage of that gift that the defense just gave to him.
Richie Leone punting into the wind. Lawrence Wood standing at his own 30. Defense has come up with some big plays, but it's Ottawa who is leading, 21-13. Low snap, Leone, no problem. Low kick, pretty good one into the wind. Lawrence Woods drifts to the near sideline, inside the numbers, and he's pushed out of bounds, and he will be just a little short of the 45. Third quarter, Tiger Cats have the wind. Offense coming back on the field, trying to dig into this Redblacks 21-13 lead. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network.
Michael McGowan, number 19 on Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now back to Luke and RJ on the Ticats Audio Network.
Michael Damagala had an 82-yard punt earlier in this game. That was with the wind. That came in the opening quarter. Tiger Cats have the wind in this third quarter, but about half the quarter is gone, and the Tiger Cats have failed to score. They trail the Redblacks by 8. Offense back on the field. Dane Evans fakes a pitch behind him, throws over the middle. It's complete. Caught by Stephen Dunbar. He stops on a dime, cuts back to his left. He's across the 45 and finally tackled there. Great start to this drive. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down. They're in Ottawa territory now.
Really nice reception, and you got to get Dunbar back into this game. It's been sort of a strange one for him, including that fumble early on. That was a designed quick post there to Dunbar, well executed.
A lot of movement here for the Tiger Cats. Ball ends up in Tim White's hands, and he's flying. He gets across the 35, down to the 30. And it is another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Movement in the backfield. It was a little pitch forward to Tim White there as he went off to Dane Evans' left. It looks different now. Tommy Condell, he's pulling out the stops. They're running all their designed plays. They're getting the ball in their playmakers' hands. It's time to go.
Tiger Cats thought they might have drawn Ottawa offside. Dane Evans puts his hands in the air, calls for the snap, gets it. Empty backfield. He wanted to go deep, but now he's scrambling. Under pressure, throws to that far sideline, and it was over the head of Lamar Durant. Maybe just thrown away as the heat was coming from the Redblacks defense.
Well, you've got just under 7 minutes left in this third quarter with a favorable wind. It's still whipping, by the way. You know, it's still going to have an impact on the game. It hasn't died down. And now you're stuck in this 2nd and 10 here, but those are two really aggressive play calls. They're going to have to keep their foot on the gas.
Tiger Cats are down by 8. They'd like more than a field goal here. 2nd and 10 from the 30 of the Redblacks. Dane Evans drops back to pass. Again, looked like he wanted to go deep. Completes the pass. Nowhere to go for Lamar Durant. He's tackled immediately. Might be a 5-yard gain, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, and they're giving the holding signal in Hamilton here. So you decline this to make it a 3rd and 5, or you can push them back to a 2nd and 15. So it's interesting. They're talking with the Red Black coaching staff currently, but that pass to Dunbar downfield to Dane Evans' left, that's kind of the first of that kind I feel like we've seen. They've had a really tough time moving the ball down the field in big chunks. If they can
block, hands to the face, Hamilton, number 57. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down.
So not a holding, but the illegal hand, so there's a 10 yards.
So that moved the Tiger Cats back to the Ottawa 40. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, you've got to keep moving the ball down the field like that, and really you kind of got to call some plays to try to soften up this Red Black secondary.
Quads to the wide side of the field. That's Dane Evans' right. Dane Evans wanted to throw that direction. He throws to the near side, and it's picked off. It's intercepted by Ottawa, Monshadrick Hunter. It's the 4th turnover of the game for the Tiger Cats, but there is a flag.
It is in the defensive secondary. I didn't really see anything. We'll see what they come up with here. Hamilton needs this to be against Ottawa, you know. You do, and it seems like it's going to go that way.
We have pass interference. Ottawa, number 32. It's a spot foul. It's going to give Hamilton a 1st down.
You want to talk about the biggest play of the game so far?
Yes.
That was going to be the 4th turnover and take away what they're already in field goal range, take away their points. Now you get a 1st down in Ottawa's territory. That is the biggest play of the game so far, that pass interference there.
Adam O'Clair charged with pass interference. So instead of a turnover, Tiger Cats still have points on the horizon. They're on the Ottawa 30. It's a fresh set of downs, and the challenge flag has come from the Ottawa sideline. Not a surprise there. Bob Dice has thrown the challenge flag.
It is worth the challenge, even if it's and we haven't gotten a great look at it still.
Ottawa is challenging that there was no pass interference on the previous play. The play will be reviewed.
Well, this is why you're great to have, Luke, because your eyes are so good. You could be an official, you could be a special teams coordinator,
wow.
You could probably still be a receiver. So when you get a look at this, I feel confident that you will have the right call.
Well, we'll see what it looks like. It was close, and we'll see what they come up with.
And we'll take a quick break and have the decision when we come back. It's 21-13. Ottawa leads. 5:50 to go in the third quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
I feel like the energy in this building, winning always is the best deodorant, but, at the same time, I feel like we've got such good people that you can't walk around here, stone-faced.
Orlando Steinauer on the mood at practice this week is heard this week on the Coach O Show with Luke Tasker on the Ticats Audio Network. Have a question for Coach O? Email gameday@ticats.ca. It's a great show with Luke and Coach O. Great football insights and Coach O really opens up. Luke brings the best out of Coach O. It's fun to listen to. So you've had a look at this, Luke. We're waiting for a decision on this Ottawa challenge. Do you think it's pass interference or not?
I think I think it would be consistent with the rest of the pass interference calls that we've seen this year if this stands as a pass interference. The hand is on Tarnowski's shoulder pad, and it does sort of alter, the movement of his upper body. I think it stands. I think it's a pass interference.
They're taking a long look at it. Ben Major, the referee. This is a huge moment in the football game. If not, it's a Hamilton turnover. If it remains,
it's the biggest play in the game.
Pass interference.
It's the biggest
Hamilton
play in
has
the game.
The ball on the Ottawa 30.
It's crucial. It's totally pinnacle to how this goes. And I mean, this is the Ticats from summer.
Yeah.
The turnovers.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. There is no pass interference. The result of the play is an interception by Ottawa. It's first down for Ottawa.
Wow. Wow. So a fourth turnover of the game for the Tiger Cats. And talk about highs and lows, ebbs and flows, and the disappointment of an interception to the relief of a pass interference penalty and maybe getting some points. And now, for Tiger Cats fans, the disappointment of another turnover. Turnovers are 4-0 in this game. Tiger Cats have turned it over 4 times, Ottawa 0. Almost 10 minutes of this third quarter have evaporated, and the Tiger Cats have not scored with the wind. Ottawa begins this drive from their own 30. Evans, Arbuckle under pressure, and it's Micah Johnson again. His second sack of the game. And now he's tied with Julian Hauser and Malik Carney for the team lead with 7 quarterback sacks.
Man, he has really turned it on in the second half of the season. He's fired up, and he's emotional on the field. He's just having a huge impact, and that was big. They're in a 2nd and 20 now, and you can't do much more in an effort to negate what was a very costly turnover.
Defense trying to do its part. Ottawa pushed back to their own 20. 2nd and 20. The sold-out crowd is loud. Now Ottawa, it's a pass over to Ryan Davis, and he won't get much. Maybe back to the 20. An excellent tackle by Richard Leonard. And Redblacks will have to punt into the wind from pretty deep in their own end.
Exactly, RJ, and it's been an impressive special teams performance by the Redblacks, but Lawrence Woods has got to make it happen here. He's got to get them up there and to have this offensive drive start in field goal range already. Get across the center line, get across the Ottawa 50, and get Dane Evans a short field to try to find some offensive rhythm.
Lawrence Woods does have the flair for the dramatic. He did have an 88-yard punt return against Ottawa in the first meeting. He's standing right at midfield to return this kick. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Leone, pretty good kick. Woods comes into the Ottawa 50 to come up with that football and can't get much past the Ottawa 45. Regardless, with the wind, it's good starting field position, and the Tiger Cats have to take advantage of this win.
You're right, and that is good. They got him down. I'd give Seth Small a chance at this field goal right here.
Yeah.
That said, you can't lose yards, and you cannot put this game to a -5 turnover ratio. You have to stop giving the ball away now, and you got to get points with 3:40 left with your wind quarter here.
Tiger Cats going with 4 receivers to the wide side of the field again. That's the near side, and Dane Evans is going to keep this football. He goes straight up the middle across the 40 and slides before the 35, which is where the first down marker is, but a good start on first down.
Love that call from Tommy Condell. Get Dane moving, get him upfield with the ball in his hand, and, now you got to you take a breath. You're 2nd and 4. You can open up the playbook and go move the chains again.
Ball on the Ottawa 39-yard line. Dane Evans looking to his left. 3 receivers in that direction. No receivers off to his right. All the receivers to the left. Dane Evans looking that direction, throwing that direction, completing the pass. It's Anthony Johnson makes the catch, battles down to the 30-yard line. It is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Anthony Johnson on a little option route. Like you said, RJ, 4 receivers to Dane's left there, and everybody sort of clears out in separate directions. Anthony Johnson sits right in the middle of all that vacated space. Really great completion.
Down to the Ottawa 30. Dane Evans fakes a pitch, and he lofts it to that far sideline, and it didn't look like many Tiger Cats were nearby. It's incomplete.
I think he just had to huck that one away. There was just not much going on there. It was a boot out to his right there, but nobody breaking open for him.
Tiger Cats wearing the Made in the Hammer uniforms, all steel gray with the black numbers and yellow trim. 2nd and 10 from the Ottawa 30. Ottawa leads by 8 points. Tiger Cats have the wind. This is the final quarter. They'll have the wind. Dane Evans waiting. He's looking end zone. The pass is too far.
Sailed.
Tim White. He had a step on Brandon Dandridge, but he could not catch up to the football, and it's incomplete. And the Tiger Cats will take what they can get, and that appears to be a Seth Small field goal attempt.
I mean, for everything that, for this second and third quarter, the way they've gone for the Ticats, and it's been bad, it has been bad, it's still an 8-point game. You know, this is going to put this into a 5-point game if Seth Small can make this field goal.
38-yard field goal attempt with the wind, and Seth Small is good. So he kicks another one, and that gets Hamilton to within 5 points. It's 21-16. And you're right, with 4 turnovers to none from Ottawa and still within 5 points, it is going to be a dramatic finish. So what else is new?
You're right. I mean, seriously, what else is new? And that's been the way sort of across the league. I mean, we've got a number of games. In fact, it's 45 games out of 73. Come down to the last 3 minutes in the CFL. That's the kind of league this is. RJ, so a ball sailed on Dane Evans early in this game to Stephen Dunbar Jr. That one sailed to Tim White. The goalposts are shaking down there. I mean, it's really, really an aggressive wind, and it's hard to dial that throw in.
The wind is actually getting worse as the evening goes on. So the ball was snapped to Arbuckle, and the flag was thrown. So the
procedure, Ottawa number 55. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Play is stopped. Another penalty on Ottawa. Talk about games decided in the last 3 minutes. 5 of the 6 Hamilton wins have been decided in the last 3 minutes, and 12 of their 16 games that they've played in this season have all come down to the last 3 minutes, and we might have another one tonight.
The last 3 offensive plays for the Ottawa Redblacks have accumulated negative 15 yards. This Ticat defense is holding it together here.
Absolutely. Keeping this game close. Nick Arbuckle under pressure, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. Darvin Adams could not come up with a catch. And again, the defense getting the job done.
This would be a big stop on 2nd down. Of course, it's a really difficult conversion for the Redblacks, but every yard counts. You force the punt here, and Dane Evans will have just less than a minute, maybe 45 seconds to go with this third quarter wind. And then you've got to battle back in this fourth quarter here.
Fan appreciation night at Tim Hortons Field, and the sold-out crowd is loud. They want to stop. 2nd and 15. Ottawa on their own 35. Arbuckle drops back. Here comes the pressure, and the football is in the hands of the Tiger Cats. It was stripped right out of the hands of Nick Arbuckle. It's Cedric Wilcots, the second. The big acquisition from Winnipeg. He took it right out of the hands of Arbuckle, and the first turnover of the game is a big one for the Tiger Cats.
How about this Hamilton defense? They are keeping them in the game right now, and Dane Evans, for the second time, gets to start on the 30-yard line of Ottawa to go in. He's got 42 seconds left, counting down currently to try to get the ball in this end zone right now. And I'll tell you what, RJ, if this field flips and the ball stays here, you're not in field goal range. You've got to kick the field goal going this way or score a touchdown right now.
You're right. Ball's on the 29-yard line. This wind is howling. Dane Evans under pressure, throws to the near sideline, and this might have been another one where he was just getting rid of it because the Redblacks were closing in on him.
Lorenzo Malden getting back into the backfield. He's just an unbelievable player and having an outright amazing season. But Dane Evans has not been comfortable back there. He has not had time to set up and throw the ball as much as you'd like to see.
Another 2nd and 10 from the Ottawa 29-yard line. With the win, 7-5. The clock is running, so this will be the last play of the third quarter with the win. 3 receivers to the left of Dane Evans. He looks that direction, lobs it toward the end zone. It's caught. Anthony Johnson tackled at the 2-yard line. Maybe the 3. We'll see where they spot it. But right down near the Ottawa end zone. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down. And the third quarter is over. But the Tiger Cats keep possession, and the win might not matter much when they're so deep in Ottawa territory. They need the points. Fourth quarter is coming up with the Tiger Cats trailing 21-16. We'll be right back with the final quarter on the Ticats Audio Network. Fourth quarter just underway, and Dane Evans with the quarterback sneak. It looks like he's in. He is! Another touchdown for Dane Evans, and the Tiger Cats lead early in the fourth quarter. How about that? 4 turnovers to Ottawa's none, and the Tiger Cats have the fourth quarter lead back.
I just can't get over the way this Ticat defense just played for the last 2 drives. And great job by Dane and his receiver group, his offensive line to throw that ball down there. Anthony Johnson's huge reception down to the 2-yard line, capitalizing, but that Ticat defense kept them in the mix in that third quarter.
That 3-yard run by Dane Evans was driven by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. It was a touchdown, and the Tiger Cats are going for 2. They lead by 1 right now. They want to make it a 3-point lead, and open in the end zone. It is Tyler Tarnowski, the Hamilton boy. And that puts the Tiger Cats up by 3. It's 24-21, and we're just seconds into the fourth quarter.
Well done by Tarnowski there. He came in, banjo release to the inside, stem vertical, and then a really nice angle to the back pylon, and he was dropped by the Redblacks secondary. Dane found him right away. Just a beautiful 2-point conversion, and that's meaningful. Changes that to a 3-point game. The Ticats are -3 in the turnover ratio tonight, and they're up by 3 points going into the fourth quarter here, but they've got to have a great fourth quarter, and it's got to be against the wind.
Dane Evans had 8 completions in the first half. He had 7 completions in that third quarter alone, and more yards in the third quarter, passing 115 than he did in the opening half, where he had 102. So the Tiger Cats took a while to get some points with the wind in the third quarter that actually seeped into the fourth quarter. But here we are, 14:22 to go in the game. Tiger Cats lead by 3. Now Ottawa will have the wind for the fourth quarter. Redblacks have to win their final 2 games to have a chance at the playoffs. If the Tiger Cats can win, that would really help them out. This kickoff just got hung up in the wind. It only got to the Ottawa 40, just a couple of yards on the return, so the special teams minimized that, and Ottawa will start from their own 45.
Anthony Gosselin made the reception. He's an up back. I mean, he's not expecting to have to field that ball, and you saw last week Calgary get the ball back on a kickoff that they booted into the wind against Hamilton, and that kind of looked similar actually, but impressive reception there by a guy who did not expect to be touching the ball on that play.
Yeah, you could just see the ball get hung up in the wind. It's gusting up to about 45 kilometers per hour. Early fourth quarter, Tiger Cats have the lead back. They're up by 3. Arbuckle fakes a pitch to his left, decides to pitch it to his right to Justin Hardy, and he'll dive ahead close to the 50-yard line.
So just to reiterate, the last 2 drives for the Ticats defense, 4 plays, -15 yards for the Red Black offense, and then a strip sack in their own end. I mean,
amazing.
Just dominating the end of that third quarter. But it was with the wind in the second when the Red Blacks had a lot of success, and now's their opportunity again.
Tiger Cats have turned it over 4 times, Ottawa once. Here's a 2nd and 6 from the Ottawa 49. Arbuckle throws quickly to his left. It is caught by Hardy, and he's across midfield. That's where the Redblacks needed to be to get the first down. So they're into Hamilton territory and have the first down. Redblacks with the wind. It is a factor in this game. Arbuckle hands this off to Jackson Bennett. Tries to go right up the middle, and he'll get down to the Hamilton 50. Gain of a couple of yards.
So remember, we got that 3-point game now in Hamilton's favor. With that run, they kind of just probably crept into field goal range now. This would be a 57-yarder right here if they say threw an incompletion on this 2nd down, but we'll see what they can do.
First meeting was a 2-point win by Hamilton. Lewis Ward missed a 54-yard field goal on the final play of the game. This is another exciting game. Both teams battling for the playoffs. Arbuckle trying to throw deep, and it was intended for Sayosi Mariner, and he went up and might have instigated the contact, but he got the flag.
Yeah, Jamal Roll ends up running right into Mariner with his head, still turned towards the receiver, not towards the ball.
And this is a big play.
Yes, it is.
Jamal Roll.
They are talking it over. There's some disagreement about it.
Well, I'd like to see a replay because it might not have been a catchable football, and Mariner seemed to instigate the contact when he realized he might not be able to make the catch, or so it appeared in real time.
To me, RJ looked like one that they're going to call.
Pass interference. Hamilton, number 25. It's a spot foul. Makes it a first down for Ottawa.
There's a ref sprinting down the sidelines to discuss with Coach O, and we'll see if we see the red flag throw here. The thing that always, does it to me is that Jamal Roll doesn't get his head turned towards the ball, like in a body position that appears to be playing the football, and that's generally going to draw the flag.
So Ottawa moves up to the Hamilton 28. Arbuckle hands off to Jackson Bennett, and this Tiger Cats defense is doing what they can, and I was waiting for a flag. It was a little bit late.
Yeah, this will be 15 yards back against Ottawa.
One of the Tiger Cats were wrestled down to the field, and it was away from the play.
Yeah, I mean,
might have been Jovan Santos Knox who was taken down.
And it was Randy Richards for the Redblacks that kind of like a professional wrestling type of
misconduct foul. Ottawa number 55. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be 2nd down for Ottawa.
Costly penalty for Ottawa.
Very costly.
That moves them back to the Hamilton 40.
The Ticat defense is the best in the CFL against runs, and specifically runs on first down, and they've been doing a good job. The Redblacks have actually been able to convert, those 2nd downs longer than 5 yards. They've been moving it down a little bit. Now they're looking at a 2nd and 25, so a little bit different here. Important stop for this Ticat defense, and they are spread deep.
Crowd is loud again, the sold-out crowd. Arbuckle will just make the short pass to Mariner along the near sideline, and he gets across the 30. Won't be enough for the first down. Needed to get down to the Hamilton 18-yard line. So Lewis Ward comes on the field for Ottawa.
So you think this is a sort of a chip shot with the wind at your back. This is just a 36-yard field goal. But we saw Seth Small miss his. It was longer than this, but even a win at the back, it still can lead to a challenge for kickers.
Crowd getting loud as Lewis Ward attempts the 36-yard field goal. It is good. So this game is tied at 24 with 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go. So much on the line for these two teams, battling for that final playoff spot in the East Division, and we have 11 minutes and 12 seconds to decide it. It is tied at Tim Hortons Field. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us, RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker. Final home game of the season for the Tiger Cats, sold out at Tim Hortons Field. It's fan appreciation night, and it has been a game of ups and downs. It is tied between the Redblacks and the Tiger Cats. 24 apiece. Just over 11 minutes to go in the football game. Tiger Cats, they're into the wind in the fourth quarter. It has been difficult to generate points into the wind. See what Dane Evans can do. Handoff goes to Sean Thomas Erlington. He's hit right at the line, but stays on his feet and squeezes out another 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him 4, 5-yard gain maybe, and really out of nothing. One of the benefits of that field goal from Ottawa is that you get to come up to the 40-yard line to start your drive, and against the wind, you need everything you can get. So yes, they tied the game up, but if Dane can move these sticks here, even short of getting points, just to keep moving this downfield.
The Tim White waggle looked like it drew Ottawa offside, but no call. On the Hamilton 44, it's a 2nd and 6. Dane Evans throws over the middle, it's intercepted. A diving catch by Damon Webb, who was injured earlier. Now there is a flag. Turnovers have been a problem for the Tiger Cats tonight. We'll see what this flag is.
Pass interference, Ottawa, number 34.
There you go.
It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be a first down for Hamilton.
So, last time this happened, Bob Dice threw a challenge flag. He's got the red flag in his hand again, and he's patrolling the sideline.
That PI is on Webb, and he sprinted to his sidelines, arguing that you got to challenge that. He does not believe it was pass interference. And again, same situation. If this stands, well, they haven't challenged yet. If this were to stand, it's changes the entire outlook of the game.
100% it does. And we thought that before too, and then the Tiger Cats were able to survive and take the lead. It's now tied though. Anthony Johnson appeared to be the intended receiver.
And as that ball's coming to Anthony Johnson, he starts drifting upfield, gaining yards as the ball is en route. You can't do that. You have to continue to shave your route down, it's called, and meet that ball. He opens up that opportunity for Webb to dive in for the interception, which he did. It'll come down to this.
Trey Hornbuckle, the injured Redblack, being helped off the field by his teammates, not putting much weight on either leg. Bob Dice still has that red challenge flag in his hand. Redblacks without Jalen Acklin, their leading receiver and former Tiger Cat, and Jeremiah Masoli. He would have loved to be playing in this game, but it is close, 24 apiece, and it does not look like the Redblacks are going to challenge. So Hamilton keeps the ball on their own 54, and diving ahead to get a couple of yards is Tim White. It was a little pitch to him and not much there that time.
Lorenzo Malden set the edge there and cut off Tim White, which it was designed for Tim White to go all the way around the left side of his offense. Lorenzo Malden steps upfield and makes the tackle, forcing Tim White to cut back.
So 2nd and 10, Hamilton on their own 54, right near midfield into the wind.
There's no defensive linemen in the box. They're outside of the tackles on both sides of the line.
Would you run it here? Doesn't look like it. Dane Evans, he's going to run it. He noticed that maybe, and he dives ahead, head first across the Ottawa 45-yard line. It is a first down presented by Active Grin and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. It's a great run by Dane Evans, but he comes up seemingly favoring his right hand, his throwing hand.
I think it's Lorenzo Malden is on the ground and in substantial pain in what was the offensive backfield, and that's a big loss, and it is hard to tell. I think it is Malden, but it's a big loss for the Redblacks. He's a fantastic player.
And you can tell he's really moving his legs, Malden, in pain. So he's being looked at the Ottawa 50, and Dane Evans, it did look like he came up lame after that run. He was desperate. He's a competitor, and he is headed to the sideline. And maybe to get a look at the injury, but Matt Schultz is warming up, and Matt Schultz is coming into the game.
Yeah, Dane's holding on to his throwing hand pretty good right now.
Well, lots of drama at Tim Hortons Field. It's a tie game, 8:55 to go, and we'll take a quick break. Be right back on the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
We had a golden era of Anthony Calvillo and Ricky Ray and Damon Allen, and before that, Tracy Ham and so on and so forth. Lineage of just Calgary, like every single quarterback that came through was a Hall of Fame.
Donovan Bennett from Sportsnet. Why he thinks QB talent pool isn't the same in 2022. It was heard on the CFL this week with host Bubba O'Neill. Monday, a new roundtable joins Bubba on the Ticats Audio Network. Lorenzo Malden remains down on the field, and it looks like it might be an upper body injury, but the CFL quarterback sacks leader is a huge loss for the Redblacks. More interest on the Hamilton side with Matt Schultz now in the game. Schultz had a hand-wrist injury of his own not too long ago, and he is back and getting his first action in 6 games in an important game. Tiger Cats can really help themselves with a victory as far as making the playoffs. And this one's up for grabs. 8:55 to go. It is tied. Lorenzo Malden, he's walking off the field, and he looks frustrated, almost as if he knows it's not a good injury.
And, really unfortunate that Dane is off the field, and he just made an unbelievable, fantastic run for first down.
Matt Schultz was playing well before he got injured, and it's a handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington, who battles for a little bit, maybe a yard, so that'll bring the Tiger Cats up to the 44-yard line of the Redblacks. They're into the wind here, so that's a tough field goal to attempt. 2nd and 9 from the Ottawa 44. Matt Schultz in at quarterback after a great first down run by Dane Evans, but he got injured. Might have been his throwing hand. Looked like he was favoring it. Schultz scrambling, looking for someone open. Throws to the near sideline. It is complete. It's caught by Anthony Johnson. And it is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling, and they are inside the Ottawa 30.
Great job by the offensive line for Hamilton. Matt Schultz stepping into the game, and he's got to get a 2nd and 9 on his first drive, but they gave him a great pocket to sit in there comfortably. Anthony Johnson sort of all alone, coming back towards the line of scrimmage on the outside of the field.
Anthony Johnson's caught all 4 passes targeted at him for 75 yards. Another handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington. Speaking of injuries, if you're just tuning in, Don Jackson was the starting running back for Hamilton, and he got injured, will not return, so Sean Thomas Erlington is in. Matt Schultz is in for the injured Dane Evans. And that was a short run. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's a physical game. We've seen multiple misconducts. There's high energy. Everything's on the line. And Ottawa is playing especially physical. Another tough 2nd down for Matt Schultz.
On the Ottawa 27-yard line. Schultz stays in the pocket, completes another pass to Tim White, who's been his favorite target, and this is very close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. Needed to get to the 18, and he was right around the 20, and I think that's where they're going to spot it. So at the 20, a couple of yards short. Field goal unit coming on the field.
Of course, you want to take the lead here and get these 3 points, but boy, I'd love to see a fake field goal.
Oh boy. 3rd and 2. A win means so much. That
Almost
would put the Tiger Cats either a win away or a Saskatchewan loss away from making the playoffs.
You're right. It's almost too predictable of a moment in the game. You're going to take the lead. You're going to get your 3 here.
27-yard field goal attempt. Seth Small is 3 for 4 in the game. Into the wind, and the kick is good. So Seth Small, 4 for 5 now in field goals, and he puts the Tiger Cats ahead again. It's 27-24 with 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go. So much drama at Tim Hortons Field. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us on the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker, and it's another exciting game for the Tiger Cats. They lead 27-24 with 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The clock is running. Ottawa has the wind. It's sold out at Tim Hortons Field, and the defense is getting cheered on by the fans. Arbuckle fakes the handoff to Jackson Bennett, and the pass intended for Hardy's incomplete. Tunde Adeleke broke it up.
Tunde Adeleke, just exceptional timing on that pass breakup, and he's got every bit of an ability to make a play on a ball as a boundary corner does. I mean, that was just really well played. Short pass. Well done. 2nd
and 10 for the Redblacks on their own 40-yard line. Crowd maybe even louder now. And the whistle is being blown. And it looks like the officials might be running over to the Ottawa sideline. The challenge flag has been thrown. So Bob Dice trying another challenge.
Ottawa is challenging that there should have been defensive pass interference on the last play. The play will be reviewed.
All right. That's one that Coach O's been successful on. Hall of Fame defensive back. Now Bob Dice. We'll get another look at it shortly and get Luke's great officiating eye to see what he thinks. Again, another decisive moment in this football game.
Yeah, and another really close call. So it would be Tunde Adeleke's right arm that sort of hugs the receiver's body as his left arm breaks the pass up. On that initial look as we're taking a look at it, still looks clean to me. It is really, really close, but that's what a great defender can do. He can break the pass up with perfect timing. Yeah. We just got caught a fresh angle at it, and there's it's a little too soon maybe. Boy, this would be a big win, and for Bob Dice twice in a game to have that challenge call, boy, we'll see.
Now, real time looked like a great defensive play. Maybe the right arm of Tunde Adeleke was in early. He did knock the ball away with his left hand. And another challenge from Bob Dice. He's 1 for 1.
The ruling on the field is overturned. There is indeed pass interference against Hamilton, number 2. It's a 10-yard penalty. It makes it a first down for Ottawa.
Ottawa 2 for 2 in challenges. So, Ottawa marches up to the 50-yard line, their 50-yard line, and get a fresh set of downs. There's 5.5 minutes to go in this football game. The Tiger Cats lead by 3. The Redblacks have the wind, so they don't need many more yards to be in field goal range. Arbuckle with an empty backfield, looking left the whole way, throws it up in the wind, and that'll sail out of bounds at the Redblacks sideline. It's incomplete. It's interesting, Seth Small has gone 4 for 5. Lewis Ward has only attempted 1 field goal in this game, and it came in the 4th quarter. And it could come down to the kickers the way this one's going.
Absolutely. Right now, the ball on their own 50-yard line and faced with another 2nd and 10. The Ticat defense, you can't say enough about what they've done in the second half.
Ball on the Ottawa 50. Loud at Tim Hortons Field again. The sold-out crowd wants the defense to get the stop. Arbuckle wants to pass. He does. It's low. It's incomplete. It was intended for Saosi Mariner, and it was low, and he couldn't come up with it. So the Redblacks will have to punt. They're on their own 50, and I don't care how strong that wind is. I don't think there's any field goal kicker that can make it from there. So they'll punt this back to the Tiger Cats.
That'd be a 67-yarder to line up a field goal there, but they definitely don't want this single. They're going to try to make Lawrence Woods return this and pin the Ticats deep.
Richie Leone's a great punter. Lawrence Woods. He's been quiet in this game. Quiet for Lawrence Woods. It's a good kick by Leone. Woods takes it right at the far hash mark at his own 12. Gets across the 20 and just short of the 25. The Redblacks bring him down. So again, the special teams tackling of the Redblacks has been excellent tonight.
And you know, pre-snap there, in my mind, I'm kind of thinking just get the ball across the 20, and he was able to do that. And though it was a long kick by Leone, Lawrence Woods caught it with some room to spare, and so Matt Schultz takes over on their 24-yard line. You got 4.5 minutes left, RJ. You know, as we all know, it's going to take some time to end this game. This is not going to be over quickly. The more you can eat up here and to move down the field, the better.
And yes, it is Matt Schultz in the football game, as Luke mentioned. Dane Evans got hurt. Schultz went 2 for 2, 23 yards on that last drive. It led to a Seth Small field goal and gave the Tiger Cats the lead. He finished off the drive that Dane Evans had started. Here's a handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington. Good blocking. He's across the 30. Jumps, gets across the 35, across the 40. Great run by Sean Thomas Erlington. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
So impressive, man. It's been all West Hills for the Ticats for the past month of football. Unfortunately injured for this game, and so you think Don Jackson sustains an injury, and it's Sean Thomas Erlington, longtime Ticat. He's had a number of explosive plays, breaking tackles, having an impact on the game. So impressive.
97 yards for Sean Thomas Erlington. 3.5 minutes to go, getting close to the 3-minute warning. Tiger Cats lead by 3. They're up to their own 40. It's another handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington. Good blocking again, and he's not afraid of contact. Runs into the Ottawa defenders and gets a gain of looks like about 5 yards.
Both of those last 2 first downs in a row, they had the big bodies on the field. We used to call it bowl personnel. 2 wide receivers. You can add the third in if you want, but you're
called by Ottawa. Clock should be at 3:19, please. 3:19.
You're loading up blockers, and it's a run set, and they ran the ball twice with success. Now they have a 2nd and 5, a reasonable distance here. But that kind of offense grinds away at a defense. It keeps the clock running.
Lorenzo Malden's back in the football game. It looked like he had no chance of returning.
Yeah, really.
Maybe some adrenaline pumping through those veins to get him back in there. Good coaching by Bob Dice. He's won a couple of challenges in this game. Calls a timeout with 3:19 to go. Tiger Cats is 2nd and 5 from their own 45. Leading by 3 in the 4th quarter. Into the wind. Empty backfield for Schultz. His throw is knocked down. It's batted out of the air, and that was Lorenzo Malden who knocked it down, and he's hurt again. But he comes in and delivers a great defensive play to force the Tiger Cats into a punting situation.
Boy, talk just a warrior, man. Lorenzo Malden's out there. Looks like he's got, it seems like it's something with his pec or shoulder, his hand maybe, and he sticks that hurting hand up and bats the ball out of the air. I mean, amazing.
Michael Domagala into this wind. It looks like it's pretty heavy right now. The flags are straight out, blowing from right to left, and Domagala kicking from left to right. That's right into the wind as a chip bag floats across Tim Hortons field. The wind has taken advantage of that. Domagala needs a good kick. It's a low one, and it's pretty good. It'll bounce at the 35. Tiger Cats trying to stay outside the 5 yards. They don't. They don't. A flag flies immediately as Ryan Davis picks up the football, so that will be no yards on the Tiger Cats. We'll take a break. We're at the 3-minute warning. 2:46 to go in the football game. Hamilton leads 27-24. An exciting finish ahead in the final home game at Tim Hortons Field. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network.
Ticats Audio Network.
Buckle up, big finish ahead. 2:40 to go in the game. Ottawa down by 3 after that no yards penalty. That moves them up to their own 52-yard line. Play action, Arbuckle throws, completes the pass. It's caught, and across the Hamilton 45-yard line, R.J. Harris makes the catch. It's a first down, and with the wind, it could be enough to tie the game. Ottawa might be thinking more. They've got a fresh set of downs now from the Hamilton 44.
such a costly no yards penalty that the Ticats had, punting that ball away, and then 12 yards on first down there, and Redblacks are already in field goal range.
Arbuckle gets the snap, hands it off to Jackson Bennett. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and scrambles to get maybe a yard before he's brought down.
Boy, the defense has just made so many crucial stops in this game. And now you have a 2nd and 9, and you've got to do it. The Redblacks will go for a field goal here if they get stopped. Even if they don't get another yard, I think they'll go for the long field goal. And that's crucial. You can't give up a touchdown and let this drive continue, though.
Under 2 minutes to go in the game. It's just a 3-point lead for the Tiger Cats. A heavy wind at Tim Hortons Field, and it's behind the Redblacks. Oh. It's knocked out of midair. The pass from Arbuckle is knocked down by Jovan Santos Knox.
Unbelievable athletic play. RJ, I thought he was going to pick it off for a second.
It looked like it. I thought so, too.
Still an amazing play, and there you go. You got your incompletion, so you are going to force the long field goal.
Well, isn't this something, Luke? Last time at Tim Hortons Field, Lewis Ward had a chance to win it with a 54-yard field goal. He came up short. This is a 50-yard field goal attempt for Lewis Ward. It is with the wind. A chance to tie the game. Tiger Cats are jumping around trying to distract them. The crowd's loud. The kick is up. The kick is good from 50 yards. It's the first kick from 50 yards or more that Lewis Ward has made this season. And it ties the game with 1:43 to go.
Wow, we knew it was going to come down to the last 3 minutes. It seemed it was going that way. And now we're here. And of all things, I mean, of the injuries you got, it's Matt Schultz out there. And he's thrown a couple passes that have been really impressive. I mean, I've liked the way, I mean, you come in cold, having not played in a number of weeks, and he's come in and controlled this. Now he's got a chance to drive down the field, and he's got to eat up a little bit of this clock.
Lewis Ward didn't do anything as far as field goals for 3 quarters, and now he's come in the 4th quarter and he's kicked 2. That's a big one. His longest of the season at 50 yards. It's tied the game at 27. Still lots of time. The Tiger Cats are into another game that's going to be decided in the last 3 minutes. And why not? 5 of their 6 wins have been decided in the last 3 minutes of football games. Lawrence Woods back at his own 10. The kickoff with the wind will bring Woods ahead a few yards. He'll take it at his 14 at the numbers. Goes inside the numbers. This is a bigger return from Lawrence Woods. He's hit at the 40 and stumbles ahead for another couple of yards. He brought it up to the 42, one of his best returns of the night.
Yeah, and you thought maybe there for a second, right? He kind of broke through that first wall, and it looked like he was going to potentially take this one for a long return, and you're right, still a good return. I mean, Matt Schultz gets it on his own 42 here.
Game is tied, 1:37 to go. Tiger Cats are into the wind. It is a significant wind.
1 minute and 37 seconds. Man, get a first down. Just get one first down here.
Tiger Cats need it. Kicking into this wind would give Ottawa pretty good field position. Empty backfield for Schultz. He's going to run, and he's got a lot of room. He's across midfield. He's across the 45, and finally brought down just short of the Ottawa 40. A great read by Matt Schultz, who has come into the game as an injury replacement for Dane Evans. It's a huge gain for Schultz. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. 25-yard run.
Not a designed draw at all. He stepped back to make his read, and you said it, RJ. He perfect timing to make that decision. Took everything he could get. That was excellent.
Seth Small, no doubt, warming up. Tough into this win. Tiger Cats need more yards. Keep it on the ground. Sean Thomas Erlington went up the middle, spins off to his right to work hard for the little he got. Maybe a yard, possibly 2.
Remember, singles are going to could play a huge role in this game, especially with the wind, and that's in both directions. If you have to punt it for the single because the field goal's not an option as a Ticat, or if the Redblacks get this ball back, you could reasonably punt a single from your own 40-yard line, 45-yard line. I mean, you got to really you're not done here, Ticats. You got to get more yards as this clock continues to tick down.
Well, remember in the first quarter, Michael Domagala kicked an 82-yard punt.
That's right.
Under a minute to go in the game, it's tied. Tiger Cats have the ball on the Ottawa 41, but a huge wind in their face. A completed pass to Tim White. Now he's trying to make it happen. He's across the 30, across the 25, down to the 20. Tim White, the Tiger Cats leading receiver. He's got a huge catch and run. Another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Unbelievable job. Lamar Durant is the outside receiver to the left, and he sustains an enormous block on a free cornerback. I can tell you it's a hard block to make. You don't have great vision of the play, and he sprung Tim White for that first down. RJ, they might do it. This is unbelievable. It's 30 seconds left, and it's still counting.
And even into the wind, it's well within Seth Small's range. Ball on the 21. Matt Schultz trying to lead a winning drive. Sean Thomas Erlington, he runs into the heart of that Ottawa defense and could not get much that time. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And the clock is ticking down. There's 17 seconds right now. Tie game, tied at 27. Redblacks, if they lose, they are eliminated from playoff contention.
Timeout called by Ottawa.
Okay, so an interesting thing that gets repped in sort of the nuanced special teams packages, the kind of plays that you maybe never run in your career. One of them is in this situation when you need 1 point. Oftentimes, instead of kicking a field goal, they'll purposely punt it out of the end zone because you can't hit the upright. If you hit the upright on a field goal, you don't get the single either.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. This is still second down, and there's 17 seconds left. But you got to be really careful here. Matt Schultz is going to take a knee.
Matt Schultz will run a little bit to his right just to eat off a few more seconds. There's 14 seconds on the clock now. And he might have lost a little bit. Wouldn't have been much.
So Matt Schultz is staying on the field, who is going to hold this field goal. And it looks like they're lining up for a standard field goal here, so they're going to have Seth Small put this through. Now, I take it back too. This is so interesting. 14 seconds left. You're going to have to kick the ball off. Nope, I take it back. So this will be it right here. This is going to be double zeros on the clock, and the game will end.
Last play of the game. Seth Small is the leading field goal kicker as far as field goal percentage is concerned in the CFL. A 30-yard attempt to win the game. The kick is up. The kick is good. Seth Small has done it. The Tiger Cats have won. They win their final home game of the season in front of a sold-out crowd in dramatic fashion. A third straight win, and the Tiger Cats are playing their best football at the most important time.
Unbelievable effort all around. I'm so impressed with this Ticat defense. But Seth Small, just congratulations to a guy who's having an unbelievable season and then has an opportunity to put home a game-winning field goal, no time on the clock. Every football player's dream when you're a kid. You practice it. My sons practice it. Game winners, no time on the clock. And Seth Small has a chance to end that into what was a legendary win. I mean, really great, impressive game-winning field goal, even though it wasn't all that long. Ticats, 1 game left in the season. Now they've won 4 of 5, RJ.
Well, it has been an exciting season. Lots of drama. 6 of the 7 wins the Tiger Cats have had have been earned in the final 3 minutes. It's time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. This game had so much riding on it. Ottawa trying to stay alive. Hamilton would be in a great spot to make the playoffs with a win. And there were so many ups and downs. That was exciting. The whole season's been exciting for the Tiger Cats, and it can't be a better time to be playing their best football.
Absolutely. The game ball, RJ, the Hamilton defense. I mean, just an unbelievable effort from the whole unit, and that was by far not a mistake-free game. I mean, it was actually mistake-riddled at times. I mean, they were all over the place. They were -3 in the turnover ratio. To win a football game, -3 in the turnover ratio, that's ridiculous. I mean, your defense has to play lights out, and they effectively did that. Ottawa played a tough football game tonight. Unbelievable special teams effort. Their defense was really, really great at times, stopping the Hamilton offense from getting any rhythm. And I got to say, I'm very impressed with Matt Schultz to come into this game in the fourth quarter, cold, haven't played in weeks and weeks, and you had a fairly substantial injury middle of the season here, and he came in and controlled this, including a brilliant run, quarterback draw up the middle for an explosive run play. That was a 25-yard gain he made on that run there in the fourth quarter. Boy, this is a team that's gutting out wins, in spite of their mistakes, and it's impressive. They're finding ways to do it.
Yes, he came in relief. Matt Schultz did. He held the football for all of Seth Small's 5 field goals in the game. So this Hamilton win means Ottawa's eliminated. They cannot make the playoffs. If Saskatchewan loses one of their final 2 games against Calgary, Hamilton's in the playoffs. If Saskatchewan wins tomorrow against Calgary, it'll come down to the final week. A Hamilton win in Ottawa means Hamilton's in. A Saskatchewan loss means Hamilton's in. If they both lose, Hamilton's in. If Hamilton loses and Saskatchewan wins, that's the only scenario that Saskatchewan could make the playoffs. But Hamilton could qualify for the playoffs as early as tomorrow. Isn't that something after this season with an 0-4 start, so many injuries? Playoffs could be awarded to the Tiger Cats as early as tomorrow.
It is amazing. And you almost hope that for Orlando Steinauer and his team, because they've got some injuries to figure their way through tonight. Wes Hills goes down. Don Jackson goes down. I will say, Sean Thomas Erlington, I mean, the guy, it's just so impressive. He just makes plays, and he wasn't expecting to be the guy to get all the carries tonight, but he did it, and he did an incredible job with the responsibility that he found himself with. But still, you've got injuries left to right to figure out. You've got to figure out what's going on with Dane Evans. He and another, you got to give it to him too. Great run. Both quarterbacks made game-changing runs tonight, made plays with their feet, and of course Dane Evans as he slid there, something's going on with his hand, it seems like, or maybe his arm, and that's of course bad news for Ticats. And fortunate for Ticats, Matt Schultz came in and really held it together with some impressive play in the fourth quarter. It's just incredible, RJ. We've said it already, but earlier in the season, the Ticats couldn't win. They were a microchip. One little thing went wrong, and in the system, it was done. Now they're running on diesel, man. They are they're working,
overcoming everything.
They are. They're working through every bit of adversity, and even if it's sometimes self-imposed, they're finding ways to come out with a victory. Unbelievable job.
They needed a big fourth quarter into the win. They got it, and the Tiger Cats win. They defeat the Redblacks 30-27, and the playoffs are so close the Tiger Cats can taste it. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is coming up next. For our executive producer, Peter McEwen, our technical operator, Michael Steyer, and for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Ticats Audio Network.